And starting in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there we go. Welcome back to Shadowrun. We're going to be continuing where we left off. I'm trying to get through this damn mission, but shouldn't be too hard though. Well, with our extensive knowledge of it already. Hopefully the sound is properly leveled and balanced and all that, but only so much I can do, right? We're mostly just clearing up side quests, getting things done, so we can have more experience points and money. We've already seen all this, so that's fine. It's not going to be that hard to do. Now that we have some future knowledge of what's to come, we should be absolutely fine. If only I could pre-hack into the systems, so I could just activate them whenever. If only. Yeah, I can't tap into the systems prematurely. And there's no point in activating the street cameras, that's it. My prom payment is... Yep, we've already been through all this. We already know this. Okay. Alright, here comes this Yopaz. And here comes Tyr's army to try to take over the thing, so we're just gonna take the money and run. Or not the money, the data and run. Because we can. That's pretty much it. We need to go tap into that network so that we can actually deal with some problems. Blaster, Erosion 3, Suppression, Execute Bruiser, and Medic. Mostly because we can. And that should get us into the network pretty easily. Gaichu is going to go out and deal with Tyr here. In Heaven's Stance, specifically. Duncan, I need to heal him up. So he's got at least some chance of surviving this mad rush. Like that. Plenty of damage. Roctor needs to heal himself. And get behind cover. In addition, he also needs to activate his Koshai so that we can actually deal with some of these enemies. Deal with this guy over here. Hopefully we can get through this quickly, but if not, then, you know, it is what it is. Duncan should probably get over here. Form a Deadeye shot just to get some extra damage in. God, I wish I could just go into churn mode in here. Hello, Ashmedai. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Shadowrun. We're mostly just clearing up a quest that we had beforehand. It's going to be a little difficult to actually get through this area, but it can be done. Now. Never mind, wrong timing. The only streamer who read Ashmedai right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Trying to find a good spot to pass through to the electrical grid blocker. Hopefully we can get that, but Looks like this is a good spot to sit at. Or not. You know, I tried, but... Here we go. Ashmedai. That's certainly a different way of pronouncing it, yeah. Bruiser, beat up this watcher, please. Okay, nice misses, Bruiser. Yes, yes. We're being traced. It shouldn't be too hard to deal with it, thankfully. Alright, so that's one of the tier soldiers dealt with. We need to cut our way through here. Ideally. So have you seen the box? I did indeed. It looks incredibly solid. It looks almost like a nuclear fuel storage box or something, you know? Real thick, you know, for the most protection. Fire off those shots, hopefully take out some more enemies. Yeah, that works. Street sweep them, basically. We're gonna want to deal with this Siolpa rigger here. Hopefully they get annihilated pretty quickly, but only so much we can do. 25 by 25 millimeter, you can barely fit something in there. You know, it will make sure that you won't get any radiation poisoning from whatever's in there, right? Either because you just can't fit enough in there to make it dangerous, or because it's so thickly lined. That's nice, mages. Alright, we got some more, in the right spot. Oof, Gaichu's getting bodied. Can't say I was expecting that. Okay! We've lost Gaichu for now. Today you had a test, eh? How'd you do? If you don't mind me asking. 90 out of 100. That's pretty freaking good. Nicely done. Congratulations. They don't have a lot of control over there, guys. Unfortunately. Oh! Well then. We appear to be surrounded. Deal with this one, just because you can. Suppression? I don't know, maybe that'll help? No. No, it won't. We're about to get yeeted out of the system again. Feel proud, huh? Well, you definitely should. 90 out of 100 is pretty freaking good. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. I had to try, but... Alright, let's AoE these guys so that they get obliterated. Or at least mostly obliterated. We're doing pretty alright so far. If we erode this thing, that'll get us some extra damage in. Best engineering school in Israel, I see. Fair enough. I don't doubt you at all, my dude. We should probably deal with this guy first. And then deal with this. Alright, we're starting to break that blocker pretty easily. It'll only take us a little while for it to actually, like, properly shatter. These guys are also a bit of a pain, but c'est la vie. If I can get our bruiser to break in this wall, we can overload the grid without much lost time. Alright, we're in. I just have to actually bop this. There we go. That's something I need to get done. Just before we had any issues with the outside world. Accidentally nailed our own. I rode this one. What mod pack do you play on Minecraft? Well, the last time I was playing Minecraft, I was playing, Create Above and Beyond. But, not really playing that for a while, unfortunately. If I might ask, what kind of mod pack are you into? Yeah, that guy's not going to survive very long. What happened to Create Above and Beyond? Mostly just it seemed like there was a lack of interest. And also my brain was starting to get a little fried, so I figured why not take a bit of a break, you know? Also, hello Elf Players, how you doing? It is incredibly brain frying. Here comes the nerds from Tier. We're gonna have to deal with this adept up here. Can't download a mod pack, my PC isn't good. But if I could, I would go better Minecraft. Ah, I see. Fair enough. Honestly, Above and Beyond is a pretty lightweight mod. That being said, it's got Create in there, which is hefty as hell. Gotta admit. Okay, so if we take a position up here, that'll protect us from the blocker. Ah, Pixelmon, yeah. That's a pretty classic one, gotta admit. Makes sense. Let's erode the blocker. Okay, and immediately pop it open. That didn't take any time. It hit somebody, that's the important part. Yeah, that'll do. Big ol' whiff. Classic but good. Another big mod pack I really wish to play is Vault Hunters. Vault Hunters is... I tried it. I wasn't too interested in it, I gotta admit. And that's mostly just because, while it does have a lot of mods that I really like, all those mods are locked behind the vaults. Every single one of them. Which makes it hard for me to really get into it. Is Koshai... I had oh, because I had no action points, that would be why. Yeah, that'll put you down. An enforcer, a soldier, a rigger. We're gonna want to go after that rigger. There we go. Wang Jae-min is probably also a rigger. So we're gonna want to deal with him. God damn, he actually survived that, huh? Well, we can deal with them anyways. Fire damage on that one. It's a giant mob pack and I love to grind. Hey, fair enough. Yeah, I gotta go sleep. I need to try and fix my sleep schedule. Well, thank you very much for stopping by, you know. It is very much appreciated, and I hope you have a wonderful sleep. We're mostly just, working through this, so you're not gonna miss much, I'm sure. We might get into more story stuff here, but for the most part, yeah, we got dumped out of there. Unfortunate, but we got all that we wanted to get done in there, and that is what matters. Activate our little drone friend, so that he can hopefully deal with some of these problems. Let's mess with their sight lines. Yeah, that still works. It's acceptable. Alright, let's deal with the rest of these Siopas, shall we? Shouldn't take us too long to deal with them. Ideally. So we need to deal with the Tsunami Adept, eh? Nice shot, Duncan. Yeah, no, we're probably gonna have to use the wiki tactic that they suggested. Which was to basically go ahead and let the two fight. Flee past one of them, and then just go. I think we're probably gonna bail past Tier Tarngeir here. Because I don't think we have the health to deal with this problem up here. And no. Does anybody have any heals, though? You know. I don't trust it. We're going to load up from the last point. Shouldn't take us too long to get back into it. Just gotta go through the dialogue trees. So our plan is simple this time around. We're just gonna run. We're gonna go right through. We're not gonna bother with the the electrical stuff. We're just gonna go. Because what'll end up happening is the gangs will fight each other. Hopefully, at least. They'll fight, we can just go. Seems to know the game. Go through to Ho Chung Village. It shouldn't take us long. That being said, I don't know much about Tier Tarngeir, I gotta admit. Tier Tarngeir, from my understanding, is basically a elven city, specifically elven, that exists near Ireland? Or something? My problem, payment is... But it just doesn't add up. I'm still here to get paid. There's the Siopas. There's the Idiot Brigade. And then he runs over here. I'm walking out of here with the data. Let me show you I'm a survivor. And then we go for it. Use it on Raptor. And Raptor can use it on Gaichu. And now, we frickin' hoof it. Because screw this. All we have to do is get past them. That's pretty much it. If we can do that, we can get out of here with some ease. Getting cover. Cover is also just inherently helpful. So there's that. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh, cool. We got a turn of surprise, basically. Alright. And now that this guy's in order, active defense, heaven stance, go for that sniper. If we can get rid of him quickly, then he can't really do much, can he? Raptor! Get to cover. I do really like Raptor's drone. Kosha is an adorable little, little bean. Precious bean. There we go. Grenadier. Yeah, no. Not keen on that. Big whiffs on that, attack from the dude. The poor drone. Okay! That dealt some damage. Alright, they are really beating up on our drone, huh? God damn. My poor drone! Well, at least now I can focus entirely on dealing with, marking things. So there is that, at least. The riggers should be able to go right in and obliterate the Tyr and Targar guys. Yeah, they're going to be fighting each other quite a bit. But it means that we only have to fight one half of the fight to start with. We don't have to worry too much about it. Go with the sniper. Hopefully that'll be obliterated soon enough. Koshai can wake up and start doing some damage. There we go. Do some serious damage to him. And obliterate him. There we go. Good boy, Koshai. There we go. And another shot should, okay. Big whiffs. But, you know, it's fine. Put down the troll's still up. God damn. That is impressive, honestly. Now he's not. Yeah, we can't really do much. Not in our current position. Yeah, that's what I expected. Now they're gonna start fighting each other a little bit. Not perfectly, but a little bit. Enough to ease the problems on ourselves. Yeah, I'll put Gaichu down for now. Here comes the drones. And they're gonna start taking damage because they are all the only real targets for them. And the last enemy does its thing. Burning its allies. It wants to break free. Go heal Gaichu. So that he can get back up. You need to take a shot on this grenadier here. Cause him to bleed. The more enemies bleeding, the better. And you deal with this guy. Maybe. Let's obliterate the captain. Do as much damage as we can. Hopefully we can actually take him out completely. There we go. That's one captain down. And there's an adept. Hopefully we can handle all these problems sooner rather than later. That mage is focusing on us, but for the most part, we're being left alone. They've got bigger problems than us. The Seolpas, mostly. Excellent. More grenades. Not for us, thankfully. God, I do like the ideas of, the idea of drones. They're pretty cool, I gotta admit. Can't say I entirely understand how the hell they work, but they are pretty cool, nonetheless. Excellent. Gaichu lives. Let's go for a bite on the Tsunami Adept. There we go. Metabolizing. Heaven Stance. Act of defense. And obliterate. Start dealing your damage, buddy. Well, heal up Gaichu, get back to cover. And then mark some fool. Because we need to get rid of these guys. And this rigger here should be able to get destroyed pretty easily. There we go. If we were to overclock Koshai, that should help greatly. Yeah, obliterate. We don't have time to deal with it. Shotgun mount should be able to street sweep some of these fools. There we go. Almost wiped out 2 entire enemies in just 1 turn. Pretty solid. I wonder what the Siolpas are. They gotta be something of relevance, right? Yeah, thank you. That's a rigger down. Much more effective. Ooh, that's still painful for a Gaichu, though. That's nice, buddy. I don't know why they're not activating their drones. I gotta admit. So they're from Seoul, or Seoul, however you pronounce it. So that's something of note. What else can we extract from our what we know of them? Because I don't really know much about them, honestly. Sure, we'll boost its optics. Why not? And then take a couple pot shots at some nerds. This rigger could use some bleed. Gaichu, your turn. You can't bite at the moment, but you can still go ham on some fools. There we go. Easy. And you can take a pot shot at this rigger. There we go. Maybe take a shot to Gath. Yeah, there we go. Deadeye, deal with him. Or not, okay then. There we go. It should hopefully help deal with the problems that we got going on here. We've only got like a couple more enemies to deal with. Not many, honestly. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them is a rigger, so it's going to be pretty easy to deal with that. Relatively speaking. No, there's a 5th. Drone took a pot shot, and there's the spirit up there. Dealing with this guy. Yeah. This guy's out in the open, he's gonna die anyways, it's not a problem. We take up a defensive posture here. Boost Koshai. Move Koshai up so that he can actually do some damage. Wang Jae-min, eh? An Inferno. I don't know where the hell the Inferno came from, I gotta admit. There we go. Let's get you out here. Hopefully that'll help. And then Gaichu can go out and deal with this. Trying to cross the border. Hey! Hello, Revenge of Conley. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. We're mostly just finishing up this interminable quest. Hopefully we can get it done pretty quickly, but... We've chewed through most of Tyr and Tarangar's soldiers. Finish your surgery? Hey, nice. Glad to hear it. There's that rigor dealt with. This is an okay spot. We'll just nestle into the nook of there. Heal yourself, Gaichu. You could really use it. And then go deal with the Sealpa Enforcer by biting him as hard as you can. There we go. Good Gaichu. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He won't live long enough for the infection to take hold, you know? Koshai! Do you mind obliterating this inferno? Okay, nice miss, Koshai. You did your darndest, but it just wasn't enough. We have to deal with this inferno. There we go. That's one enemy dealt with. Told you it wouldn't last long enough to actually get infected. It was from 9 to 3. God damn. That is a long surgery. I'm glad to hear that it went well, though. No complications or anything? There we go. This will keep him from doing much. Go over here. He's metabolizing some raw meat. Always nice to get a little bit. Not yet, at least. That's good. Really good to hear that, honestly. It would be an absolute shame if we lost one of our esteemed members, you know? Get out of cover. Overclock Koshai. I'll give him another shot with which to obliterate. God damn it. Koshai tried, but no dice. There we go, a little bit more damage. Probably deal with this soldier up here too. Get some good damage in. They're attacking Koshai. How could they? How dare they? Marked for death. There we go. And all I need is Gaichu to wipe out this guy. This fool. 3,000 channel points. Oh, you cruel bastard. As the smoke clears and the din of combat fades into the night, you take a deep breath. It's finally over. Wu grimaces in disgust as he surveys the carnage. What a goddamn mess this run was. I hope Tel Chen can find a buyer for this data or we're out of a payday. She seems a resourceful woman. I wouldn't worry much. For now, I'd like to get home and clean myself off. Yeah, there we go. Dealt with. Yeah, that didn't take too long to deal with. So if I remember correctly, we only have like one more mission before we can go on into the next story beat. It shouldn't take us long to get into it. I mean, we're pretty well equipped. It all comes down to one thing. At the end of the day, the only people you can really trust are yourself and your own team. Neither Tagath nor Huang was on the up and up, and when push comes to shove, you'll stand alone against any odds you please. Back to Hiyoi and hopefully better work. Agreed. I don't know. What do you want to? You cruel bugger. Alright, we're back in Hiyoi, so we can hopefully gear up for better combat, right? Karma gained. Let's see what we got here. We're going to need to boost ourselves quite a bit, honestly. Biotech. Decking the Fairlight Excalibur, oh god. Drone combat. Drone control. Body. Or we could go with charisma. Drone control. That way we can boost our droning. Make our drone much more potent. You know what I mean? Spiritualist gain ability consume spirit. Goblin can now consume spirits and imbue herself with their power. Okay then, consuming a spirit heals Gobbet for 20 HP over 2 rounds, and her AP is increased by 1 during that time. Territoriality and augment spell haste. Harnesses the lane while magic for Hong Kong. Channel haste increases a friendly target's AP by 1 for 4 rounds. When cast, her accuracy increased by 15% for 4 rounds. Oh yeah, we'll take that. Sabotage mini launcher. Pain suppression. Sabotage. We're not using her as a decker. We're using her as an extra hand. Lethal force. He was a magnet arm. Hell yeah. Red Samurai, Whirlwind. Can hit adjacent targets. Regenerate. Hell yeah, we'll take him. Mangler. Where its legs latch on and tear armor away from the target. Ares Heavy Laser. Koshai's firearm systems are augmented with the addition of a heavy laser mount. 4 damage, 1 AP. Hell yeah. Why wouldn't I want a giant freaking laser on Koshai, right? I'm doing damage or not moving during combat. I mean, I don't personally do damage. Like, at all. It's not really a thing I do. Now, what I do is I summon drones to do my damage. And mark enemies for death. You submit the job as finished. I don't know how to describe this job, other than calling it a complete clusterfuck. Do the right thing, killing both Right and Hang. I don't appreciate worms who try to stiff me, and I sure as shit don't like the Seopa rings. I've attached payment. Nobody paid me, but I'm sure I can sell the data and samples you brought back. Consider this your eventual cut of that sale. None of your drones can do damage. That's fine. My drones can't do damage, but Koshai... Urgent problem. We have a problem to solve? It's urgent. Meet me at the Mahjong parlor. Kindly's orders. Okay. Rocta. What you got here? Rocta's shop is curiously silent. As you step down onto the grey metal floor, the sound of your own footsteps reverberates through the echo chamber of the converted engine room. Welcome back, my friend. Is there something I can do for you? He leans against the desk. Quiet night. Yes, and a quiet night. He takes a drag on his cigarette. One best suited for contemplation, planning, and visions of the future. When you're in combat, you cannot move. That's fine. Ah, betrayal. It never fails to sting, does it? Koshai shifts his posture slightly, its articulated pedipalps weaving. A subject that I'm rather intimately familiar with, I'm afraid. Killing both Tagath and Huang was unexpected but invigorating. Such a pleasure to be rid of them. Their death screams served as the high points of my evening. Oh no, a job well done. We stand to profit from that data that we recovered to boot. A tip of the hat to you, my friend. You have outdone yourself tonight. Here to pick up? His smile widens, light gleaming off of strong, sharp teeth, lending him a predatory appearance. If you like, I must confess, I have rather enjoyed our talks. It is good to have a sounding board to bounce ideas off of. Talks have been pleasant in an academic sense. I'm glad to hear that we are on the same page. I must confess, I sometimes forget how to interact with others. I am, by nature, a solitary creature. It is good to have a kindred spirit, someone whom I can understand on the team. Koshai scuttles forward, mechanical pedipalps weaving. His motions are as alien and charged with menace as they have ever been. Roctor glances at the machine as it takes a step back. He claps his hands together and rubs them briskly. So, my friend, you have questions for me? Go ahead and ask them, please. I will answer whatever I can. We will do our best not to move when we enter combat, but does that include teammates or just me? Last time we talked, you hinted Koshai was special in some way. Yes, I had figured that you might. Tell me, have you noticed anything unusual about Koshai in the time that we have worked together? Nothing that I haven't attributed to clever programming as slightly unhinged designer. Thanks for that, you ordering to, like, he's semi-autonomous? He nods, his lips pursed. Yes, a good observation. Koshai could be described as semi-autonomous, though for a different reason than you might think. I'm waiting. The drone lowers itself, its killing legs splayed. Raptor looks at the drone, his head cocked, then he returns his gaze to you. His behavior is not drone-like because he is not a drone. At least, not in a way that you would understand. He is a prosthesis. What is he meant to replace? He isn't meant to replace anything, but he does contain a portion of me, as surely as your brain sits within your skull. We are, in a way, a single entity in two bodies, metal and flesh made one. You're gonna have to explain that, buddy. Koshai acts as a home for my primal animal impulses. The id, to use Freud's structural model of the psyche. The analytical portions of my mind, the ego and superego, live on in me. They govern the id, and by extension, Koshai's behavior. When we're on a run and I rig into Koshai, I do not command him to attack. Rather, I loosen my grip on his reins and allow him to kill. He wants to hunt, to dominate, to bathe himself in blood. Reproduction would also be a drive, if such a thing were possible. So if you were killed, Koshai would, what, run amok? He chuckles. No, my friend, of course not. Koshai is not capable of storing any part of a human mind. He simply doesn't have the capacity for it. If I were to die, he would fall dormant, the same as any other drone. One day, perhaps I'll perfect him, and a part of me will live on in his chassis after the meat of my body dies, but for now I'm satisfied to live with him as a combined entity. Man and machine, joined through a form of neural parabiosis into a single being. A beautiful first step into a post-human future. I guess that if I have to know a mad scientist, I'm glad he's on my side. Well said, my friend, and the feeling is mutual. If I must associate with violent criminals, I suppose that I'm happy to call them friends. So you've rigged your drone to act as a home to your most destructive impulses. I've got to ask, why? As a proof of concept, primarily. There are other advantages, of course. I shouldn't have to explain the value of a combat drone that wants to kill. Tell me why you think we're going to be the essence limit. You hinted at it before, but I want to know. I could do that. I've already shared quite a lot with you, and you haven't run off screaming. A good sign, I think. He studies your face, peering at you through the gloom. But tell me, are you certain that you want to know? Some secrets are less pleasant than others, but you might prefer to leave this stone unturned. Tell me, Raptor. Very good. There are things that you don't know about me, my friend. Important things. Are you a vampire? Please tell me that this doesn't end with you hitting on me. Ha! No, I'm afraid not. I'm not... how to put it... old? What do you mean by that? There was an accident when I was young. A shop accident. I barely survived it. I am very heavily sabred, my friend. You wouldn't know it because I keep my enhancements hidden. Others have found them disturbing in the past. What sort of enhancements? He uses the edge of his hand to trace a line across his hips. Everything below the mid-pelvis is replacement material. That's where I sheared in half, you see. It's a miracle that I survived the experience. The blood loss alone should have killed me, but here I am, alive and well. Greatly improved, in point of fact. Everything below the hips, huh? Yes, a traumatic loss to be sure, but not so terrible as you might think. By every conceivable measure, I've been improved since the time of the incident. I am more than I was before, not less. How can that not be terrible? He taps his temple with a finger. The doctors installed stimulus generators in my brain when they repaired me. With these, I can mimic the full range of sensations that the human body is capable of producing. Imagine the ramifications of such a thing. Hello, Garf. How you doing? Welcome to Shadowrun, Hong Kong. We just cleared up a mission. We're going to be clearing up the last one as well that we got. It shouldn't take us too long to do. The things that you could do. The experiences that you could experience. The implications for operant conditioning alone are staggering. And so, yes, I've lost the entire lower half of my body. The full ramifications of such a loss are obvious. But in return, I've gained so much more. At will, I can goad my brain into producing whatever sensation I wish. I can poke at the wiring of my own consciousness, and I can reroute that wiring as I see fit. I'm doing pretty good. Shadowrun's a pretty good game, so I do enjoy it. Plus, I get an excuse to make funny voices, you see. Whenever a character speaks. I already asked how are you. What's up with you? There we go. We recently learned that Raptor's drone, usually drones are just kind of programming, they have to like say, hey, go do this. Raptor's drone contains his id, apparently, in order to make it want to kill. Alright. Funny voices, indeed. So you're half machine. What does that have to do with the essence limit? Do you know anything about Shadowrun, if I might ask? Because I'd be happy to explain anything you want. Chillin', playing some Animal Crossing. Fair enough. He spreads his arms. Look at me. I have a shred of essence left in me, and only barely that. But I suffer none of the ill effects associated with traumatic essence loss. I do not know anything about this game. It is based off of the Shadowrun system. Similar to how D&D is a system, Shadowrun is also a system. It works a little differently. It's a little more loose from my understanding, but it is pretty solid. How can that be? A quirk of psychology, long viewed as an illness, but never properly understood. But I now understood to be an evolutionary adaptation to a post-human future. We will conquer the essence limits given time. Natural selection will see to it. And I am the proof. How do they work? The stimulus things. The technology is rather akin to SimSense, but considerably more powerful and flexible. Most SimSense experiences, those found in BTL chips for example, are structured around basic narratives that provide the users with context. But if you strip away the veneer of escapist fantasy, what you've left is an extremely powerful toolkit. Shadowrun is a world in which magic runs on cycles, basically. Every few years, I don't know exactly how long, magic will make a comeback or fade into the background. It kind of ebbs and flows like a tide. And Shadowrun's setting is a setting post a high tide, as it were. Basically, magic came back to the world somewhere around 2000s, and a bunch of people got turned into various fantastical creatures. In addition to that, multiple different species that were previously thought mythical, like dragons, came back, along with the resurgence of magic. There was a period of incredible unstable unrest, all that sort of thing, as suddenly there's mages around. Go figure, it's going to cause some instability. What are you going to do to police a state if you don't have 100% proof that somebody is unarmed when they could throw a fireball in your face? In addition, suddenly now there's new species of humanoids, referred to as metahumans, elves, trolls, orcs, dwarves, and a few others as well. But those are the main four. In the fallout of the return of magic in Tir Tairngire, a elven capital that just seemingly appeared off the coast of Ireland, most of the power is concentrated in megacorporations. Corporations that have grown so freaking huge that they basically are the government to an extent. They usually hire out a variety of rent-a-cops and PMCs in order to hold on to their various arcologies. Cybernetics have been developed in the meantime as well. So you got a variety of different synthetic organs, synthetic limbs and parts that you can add on. But in doing so, you're going to shred your soul a bit. Basically, you have this essence limit that you can't go past, otherwise you just kind of go zombie-like. Raptor is very close to that, apparently. Never heard of anything like that on the market, not even the Shadows. I'm not surprised. They're Russian technology. Government-funded and quite experimental. He sucks on his cigarette, a thoughtful expression on his face. The project was cancelled shortly after I received my implants. Something about graft and corruption on the administrative level. Yet another example of good science derailed by bad politics. Any idea where I can get myself a set of those things? Sadly, no. As I said, the project folded. The devices themselves never made it to market. It's probably a good thing, truth be told. From what I've heard, all of the other recipients were driven quite mad. He shrugs. Perhaps the others were less equipped to handle them than I am. Be careful with those things. The last thing I need is for you to go wigging out on me. I have carried these implants for over 20 years, my friend. I know how to handle them myself. You have nothing to fear. Takes a wild swing. Hello, revenge. Hopefully the bonk animation isn't too chunky, right? All this stuff that you've told me about yourself. It's a lot to digest. Yes, my friend, I'm sure that it is. Perhaps it would be best if you left. You have some processing to do, I think. Sure, Roctor. In addition to all of this, not only is magic a thing, not only are megacorporations so freaking powerful they're basically the government, there's also things called, I think it's the HMVV virus, which causes some interesting effects when you get infected with them. Most of the time you just die. Horribly. Not very, not in your sleep. You just start choking on fluid that builds up in your lungs in a matter of minutes. But sometimes, you don't. And you become something like a ghoul or a vampire. Like Gaichu here. In the darkness of the cabin, Gaichu is hunched over a pile of keepsakes. He's unpacked most of his box, and the contents are laying strewn on the floor in a disorganized mess. The ghoul gingerly picks through them, turning each one over in its fingers as he feels their shapes. He addresses you without looking up. Please mind your step. I fear I've made a mess, and many of my possessions are quite delicate. I'd be rather upset if you were to accidentally crush any under your feet. After a moment, he places the one he holds, a small ceramic statuette of Daruma, to one side. Lifting his face, he touches his brow in salute. I apologize for the mess. Feeling homesick? Gaichu gingerly begins collecting his things and arranging them back in the box. No, I am remembering my home, and obviously I would like to return to it. Long ago, however, I came to terms with the impossibility of that desire. Today, I am simply thinking about the chain of events that brought me to Hong Kong. I've been considering our talk about my former unit, about what my plans are, with regards to my incessant hunt and need for closure. I began to think that I, too, need closure, and not only to the hunt, but to our dance around the core issue. One of us must die, that the other might live. As it is, we are locked in stasis. How do you plan to accomplish that? This is the question that I've bent my mind to answering since last we spoke. It is not an easy question to answer. My initial thought was to strike at a secure Renraku holding, something valuable enough to draw the attention of the Red Samurai and ensure that Renraku, a megacorporation, reported that a ghoul was involved in the mission. Turns out that was not necessary. I began searching the Shadowrun BBS for any jobs against Renraku holdings here in Hong Kong. Gaichu taps his braille reader with one toe. It is surprisingly easy to use the Matrix when you can read postings with your fingers. Slower than direct interface, but certainly possible. I also began to offer a reward for information on Red Samurai teams known to be in the city. A modest reward, nothing that would attract too much attention, but enough to keep people interested. Gaichu grins thinly, cradling his chin in one hand. This bore fruit. A Red Samurai team arrived here a short time ago. Smaller than normal size. Could be them. It is definitely them. My contact described Ishida and Takagawa perfectly, as well as a new heavy gunner. Most likely from another disgraced squad. What's more, he described a woman who looked exactly like Sasaki, but with a scar here, on her forehead. Gaichu draws a finger down across his brow, over his right eye. Precisely where I cut her. Expect you want to catch them off guard. Gaichu nods firmly, his expression grim. Surprise is the husband of victory. This is an essential law of combat. There's no such thing as a fair fight, only a fight you win or lose. I have no intention of allowing them to set the terms of the fight. I have found a job I am certain will draw a Red Samurai response. Renraku is moving a prototype drone through Hong Kong, on the way to a research facility in Chiba. It is of a new design, implementing machine learning and pseudo-intelligence. Gaichu stands, smiling wryly. Something that advanced would certainly attract a Red Samurai team, should someone attempt to steal it. How can you be certain? Red Samurai are primarily proactive. The majority remain at the forge until dispatched across the world. Those that are not are assigned to guard high-value locations. Black laboratories, secure research facilities, and major complexes. Hong Kong has none of these, as Renraku's facilities of that type are primarily located in Taiwan. My former unit will be the only one close enough to respond to the threat. The Johnson for this run is a Renraku scientist scoring the drone, who wishes to leave in Renraku's employ, but is unwilling to risk reprisals should he escape on his own. To put it simply, wishes to make it look like he was killed during a robbery. Hence why he wishes the experimental drone stolen. There is no body. There will be no investigation into his whereabouts. Kill two birds with one stone. Gaichu inclines his head in agreement. Precisely. I can rid myself of my pursuers, and he can be free of their yoke. While I owe this man no loyalty, I think I understand his sentiment. Besides, we'll be paid for the job. When do we leave? As soon as you are ready. I'll message Mr. Johnson and let him know that we are prepared to fake his murder, and to be ready for our arrival. I suggest you prepare as well. The Red Samurai are excellent combatants and not to be taken lightly. This should go well. Last person to talk to, Duncan Wu. I want to get his perspective. Alright, Duncan. The clanking and metal followed by grunts from hard exercise erupt from the hatchway of Wu's cabin. The first thing you notice when you enter is its renewed cleanliness. The food cans are gone and his equipment is neatly laid out on his bedding. Everything in its place. The next thing you notice is the smell. It's like a middle school locker room in July. Wu finishes his jumping jacks and grabs a towel off his bunk. His exposed flesh gleams with perspiration. Hey. How's it going? Better? He scrubs his sweaty head with the towel. I let myself wallow for a while, but now it's time to turn things around. We have work to do. What's your deal? What do you think? What a complete shit show. I thought that Kylan was supposed to vet our clients to make sure this kind of thing didn't happen. Someone's gonna wind up on a one-way trip to the bottom of Hung Hum Bay. Yeah, it isn't gonna be me. I'm keeping my distance until all of this is blown over. All the same, between you and me, it's her own fault. If she hadn't dropped the ball, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. He shakes his head ruefully. I don't think I've seen a bloodbath like that since the Barons. Everyone's dead but us. I'm not saying they didn't deserve it, but damn. I mostly went legit after Raymond took us from the Barons to stay away from massacres like that. Anyway, enough about that. He rubs the towel under his arms. Compartmentalize them. Edward sings a topic in a file cabinet in my head. I'm only thinking about Raymond now. Finding out what happened to him, what really happened to him. A moment at a time, huh? That's me, Mr. Focus. Getting close. I know. I haven't stopped thinking about him since we first saw him in that video, when he attacked Raymond at the tea house. Listen, I'm not gonna press you to take me with you when you head out to snatch him. Wipes down one side of his neck with a towel, folds it, wipes it down to the other side. You take the right people with the job, and then you get the job done, okay? But I want to be there when you interrogate him. I want to hear what he has to say with my own ears. You're gonna have a problem with that? Of course not, Duncan. Good. Hate to have to mess you up. He flashes his pearly whites. Like I said, you can take me with you on the run or not. It's your call. But I intend to be there for the fun part. We'll both have fun with Mr. Plastic Face. Good. Let's go to town on him together. He drops his towel on his bunk. This is the guy who knows what the hell is going on. The one who may have killed Raymond. I'm gonna squeeze him until I find out what his fucking ancestors know. Just promise me that I'll be able to control yourself, otherwise we are going to have a problem. This is Raymond we're talking about. Wu drops his hands to his sides and closes the gap between you. His voice is calm, sober, deliberate. I'm not gonna screw this up. I promise. Resentful when I took off. It was about you disappearing for 8 years without a word, but we're past that now. Wu pulls his right elbow across his chest with his left hand. Gets a good stretch. But that was a messed up night. A lot of things happened, and I wouldn't be surprised if some, I don't know, emotions got jumbled together. About the fight with Raymond? Yeah, mostly. We butted heads before. I've broken plenty of rules in the past. But I've never seen him so disappointed. Still not sure why. Why don't you walk through it from the beginning? Start with when Lockjaw showed up at Ray's house. Wu pulls his left elbow across his chest and lets out a little groan. Sorry. So this was 2045, years after the summer we moved in with Raymond. We haven't seen DT or Lockjaw or any of the gang in forever. Raymond's rules, no contact with our hoodlum friends, no visiting the squad to check up on them. Past is just a story. If you can accept that, your past loses all power over you. Wu wrinkles his nose. You don't sound anything like him. The way I remember it, we woke up in the middle of the night, and there was Lockjaw standing in our room, covered in blood. My first thought was that Raymond's gonna kill us. Can you imagine? There's a teenage Salish Indian covered in blood in our bedroom, and my first thought was that I might get in trouble for it. You didn't want to blow it. I know I didn't want to go back to the Barrens. We are good at Raymond's. Wu thrusts his elbow behind him, twists at the waist. So Lockjaw is bleeding all over our bedroom, and you're whispering, "Where's DT? What happened to Double Tray?" 5 minutes later, we're dressed in black and on our way back to the Barrens. We had to. Of course. If it weren't for Double Tray, neither of us would be here right now. Double Tray was the one who took us to the teen center and introduced us to Raymond. Man, that was a messed up night. The 162s had overrun the Leary squad. Better position to take on the nukes. Benzo and Tusk were bleeding out, the Hernandez family was half-eaten, and Lil Joe, a streetwalker with electric false eyelashes, was lying on the floor in 2 parts. Well, we got Double Tray out alive. He was the only one, though. Wu stares at his boot. I can still hear Lockjaw screaming as the ghouls took him down. When the 162s wanted something they did not play. Anyway, all of that was just a lead-up. That's a long, slow breath. But still, it speaks to my state of mind that night. I went back down when Raymond met us at the door. Neither of you would budge? We both had the strength of the righteous. You and I had broken his rules out of loyalty, out of gratitude. Just didn't get that. Yeah, I never understood where we came from. Now we know why. He wasn't just some do-gooder who took in some street kids. He was a rich guy used to getting his way. That's what made him so furious. Yeah. Probably. But you're able to get him to calm down and see reason. Get him to see my side of the story. And all he said was that one thing. That thing he said his mother used to say to him when he was being obstinate. What the hell was that? Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with an intent to reply. Wu nods his head, remembering. Yeah, that intent to reply thing really got to him. So every time I was talking, he was thinking of the next thing to say back. Using his mother's words on him really did the trick. What kind of childhood he had. He rubs his chin. But the way he looked at you after that. He was furious with you, but all I did was quote his mother. I got the big chill. Maybe he's got mommy issues. And who knows, maybe I've got a few daddy issues to deal with too. Guess I should try and keep an open mind when we see him. Let's talk later. Anytime. Alright, we got the data we needed. Let's go on another heist. Something to do, you know? God, I love this game. It's got some good stuff in it. We should probably talk with Reliable Matthew. See if he's got any good shit, you know? Hey, Reliable. Here's looking at you. Reliable Matthew gives you a big wink and shooter sign. His eyes don't seem to reflect the emotion, as usual. You in the market for high-powered grade A autonomous helpers, or are you just here to hang out? Because if you're just here to hang out... Matthew's synthetic personality seems to flicker for a moment. His expression pulses back and forth between smarmy cheer and something like shy happiness. That'd be okay with me. Good to see you, Matthew. Right on, beautiful, right on. Reliable Matthew smells blissfully, looking around at the docks. He admires the looming, oppressive mass of the walled city. Take your time, make yourself at home. I'll be right here if you need anything. He flashes you a big smile. Exaggerated and fake-looking, yet also somehow genuine. It's good having you around. Let's look at drones. Well, Matthew stands quietly. Cheap suit wet with the rain, tapping his foot absently to the smooth jazz pervading the lot. A halo of cigarillo smoke surrounds him. Hey, beautiful, good to see you. Let's set you up, shall we? What you got, buddy? Drone control 7. Jesus Christ. Well, we're gonna have to pick that up, aren't we? Fully automatic weapon. Powerful semi-auto turret. I'll take the Guardian Mark II auto. A full auto helper would do nicely. We're definitely gonna have to sell off a our Doberman though. Anything else we need? Not really. So we're gonna have to deal with, like the old songs say, a droney day is a happy day. Goodbye, Matthew. We got a few quests we gotta do. Take the MTR to meet Dreamland, help Gaichu set an ambush. We might be able to get a better drone if we help Gaichu out with the ambush. It'll help immensely, and having some friends never hurts, right? I wonder if Gobbet's still gone. Gobbet's still gone. Where the hell is Gobbet? Okay, I need to... We're putting it on hold for now. We need to figure out where the hell Gobbet is, because she's an important member of the team. We need to find her. Badly. I don't know what the hell she's up to at the frickin' rat's nest, but... Huh. Oh, maybe she's back in her bunk now? Oh no. Oh! She's gone. I don't know where she ran off to, but she looked upset. Just said something about friends in trouble, then left. By the time I could disconnect from the octopus, she was on her way out of town. Back to the sinking ship. I don't like the sound of that. Did she tell you what went down out there all those years ago? She said she thought it was nothing. Turns her back and begins grabbing her gear. Well, apparently she's changed her mind, so we better go and get her, right? Let's do it. I'm going to arrange transport out to Hung Hom Bay. You come meet me at the docks when you're ready. Well, there we go. Catch a boat to the sinking ship and find Gobbet. We need to go get our friend back. I wasn't aware that I had to actually walk into her room to get that done. This is important, though. We gotta help Gobbet out. I'm sure she can handle herself for the most part, but we need to get her back. Captain Jomo, let's do this. Jomo stands at the edge of the dock, smoking a hand-rolled cigarette as he stares out over the river. As you approach, he lifts a hand in greeting. Oh there! Come to admire the river with Jomo? I have a bottle of baijiu we can share. Not right now, I need a favor. What favor can Jomo do for you? You need a body dumped at sea? I can do it fast. No one will see. Maybe you need to hide some cargo on a beach. Make a map with X marks the spot. Captain Jomo bursts into hearty laughter, slapping his side of mirth. I need to take me to the sinking ship. Ah, easy, huh? I know exactly where that heap of junk is. Get the way, then. Let's go, Isabel. Huh. Do your basic attack. Let's go. We need to get her back. We haven't used Isabel much, mostly because she's also a decker, so I mean, what's the point? Hung Hom Bay. Captain Jomo's converted speedboat chops through the rough water like a cleaver through chicken bones, launching you skyward with every wave that it hits. Your destination? The sinking ship. Gobbet's former home. The orc pirate laughs and opens the throttle. Wind and rain lash your face as the floating amalgamation of shipping containers grows larger. You can see that it's stacked at least 3 containers deep, an inelegant brick of corrugated weathering steel. An assortment of pontoons, buoys, and other flotation devices have been lashed to the base of the raft to prevent it from tipping. You don't know what's happening here, or why Gobbet felt the need to go face alone, but one way or another, you're about to find out. They're gonna have to come equipped for literally anything. Let's go. Shouldn't take us too long, right? Up out Gobbet. The scramble up the side of the sinking ship was treacherous. You hauled yourself up over the edge with your heart hammering in your chest, clawing for purchase against the wind and the driving rain. Walking on the surface deck isn't much better. The steel that you're standing on is slick, sheeted with water from the rainstorm that hammers from above. Every time you shift your weight, you can feel our feet begin to slide. There are no safety rails in sight. A slip, a rogue wave, it wouldn't take much to send you screaming over the edge of the raft and into the dark water below. This thing is a wreck. Isabel gingerly prods at a rusted section of the container that you're standing on with her boot. It depresses easily with entirely too much give. Can't believe that Gobbet ever chose to live here. What do you expect? You've seen her cabin on the bowl. That's... there. This is still worse, though. She paused the patch of rust again, the steel flakes under her boot. At least her cabin isn't falling apart. Truth is, what we're seeing here doesn't even fit. The lady in charge of this thing, Melinda or whatever his name was supposed to be some sort of control freak. Gobbet was talked to her pal Camus up as a top-quality repair guy. She paused the patch of rust again, frowning, the steel flakes under her foot. This thing look like it's in good repair to you? Maybe that was a rhetorical question. A sudden gust of wind buffets you, sending you sliding. Isabel drops her crouch, clinging to the metal with gloved hands to keep yourself from slipping. She looks up, locks her dark eyes on you. We should get moving. It's dangerous up here and my gear is getting soaked. Find Gobbet and make sure she's alright. She nods. You take the lead, I'll follow. Yeah, this place doesn't look too good. Devil rats, don't let them bite you. Another swarm, kill it! Okay then. We are not allowed to move as per request. But our drone though. We can definitely shell the hell out of them. Alright, let's mark this devil rat up here so that Isabel can take it down. The closer they are to us, the more dangerous. Sure, we'll try to punch a devil rat, why not? We're gonna need to use the mini grenade launcher. There we go. As much damage as possible. And then switch over to our pistol to do as much damage as we can. Customized sliver gun. Do some solid damage. Hopefully enough to kill off these freaking rats. Yeah, nice shot, buddy. Really nice shot, actually. Deadeye this devil rat so we can actually deal with it. Take your shots. There we go. Got the bastards. Come join us by the fire and get warm. The woman by the fire looks like she hasn't seen a bar of soap in weeks. Her companion doesn't look much better. Their faces are streaked with soot and grime that the rain seems impotent to wash away. Glad to see you made it through that in one piece. The woman smiles at you, revealing a set of crooked teeth. Please, stand by the fire and get warm. Tell us who you are first. Hi, my name is Kara. Kara Lung. She jerks her thumb at the rotund man huddled by her side. That's Patrickolo. He lifts his doughy face from the fire to squint at you. Hey, welcome aboard! The sinking ship is our home. When we heard sounds of trouble, we came running. Don't tell me what's up with the killer rats? The devil rats, you mean. They're becoming something of a crisis for us. We don't know why they've started attacking. We can't seem to wipe them out. Truth be told, we could really use your help. I'll help you with your rat problem, but you need to help us first. He turns to his companion. Refresh my memory. Didn't we just help peel a swarm of devil rats off of them a few seconds ago? Isabel heels to face the man, scowling. We didn't ask you to do that. We could have handled the rats on our own. We're looking for a friend. She sighs. Alright, describe this friend of yours to me. She's young, about my age, orcish, with a shaved scalp and dreadlocks. Have you seen her? I'm afraid not. I wish that we had, but we don't get to see many strangers here. How about it? Will you help us with our rat infestation or not? Yeah, we'll help. She breathes a sigh of relief. The rats have been a huge problem for us. Between the damage that they inflict and the disease they carry, they've made it impossible for us to keep up our regular maintenance duties on the raft. If you follow us, we'll lead you below decks. With your help, we'll get this ship cleaned out again. Either way, then. The hatch down below is just over this way. We'll show you down. We could find some useful stuff here. A shallow pool of standing water is gathered on the platform, separating from an access hatch at the edge of the raft. Electricity arcs over the surface of the pool, and egg grease spirals of blue-white light. Whoa, hold up. The damned anti-boarding system's gone haywire again. Points to the crackling pool. Look, it isn't draining the way it's supposed to. She slams her heel into the deck, her face flushing red in frustration. Again? We just fixed the pump last week. Anti-boarding system? Isabel looks up in the crackling pool, fixes her eyes on the locals. What the hell is this? Bad idea, that's what. Blame the Shadowrunners that lived on this thing before we did. It's like an anti-theft system on a car, only a lot meaner. When it gets tripped, the channel floods, and then the ship's power gets shunted into the water. It can deliver a hell of a shock. She shakes her head at the crackling pool, scowling. Only now, it seems to trigger randomly, and the pump that we installed as a workaround has started breaking down at the drop of a hat. Great. Well, it isn't that dangerous, all things considered. He glances at you and Isabel sizes you up. You got boots on, right? You can probably make it across without. Isabel cuts him off, a serious look on her face. It's pouring out. We're both drenched, and that thing has to be putting out a lot of voltage for those arcs to be visible like that. Trying to cross that pool as is would be a bad idea. A really bad idea. You can find a way to drain it. Yeah, that pump over there. She points to a rusted hunk of machinery at the edge of the pool. I'm guessing that's the one that isn't working? Yeah, that's the one. It's supposed to keep this part of the deck clear, but it keeps breaking down. She shakes her head in disgust. Stupid, stupid thing. I swear, I must have burned through 4 different fuses in the past 2 weeks. We'll try fixing the pump first. If it doesn't work, we'll have to look around for another solution. She turns away from the dwarf, sneering. One that doesn't involve crossing on foot. Before he sits a very worn and a very non-functional water pump. An ancient hose snakes down from the pump into a drainage channel along the deck. Looks pretty busted. Maybe we could fix it with some of the junk that's littering the deck. Upon closer inspection, you can see that this pump suffers from clear signs of neglect. Years of near constant use and deferred maintenance have taken their toll on the machine, and is recently broken down. Heavy scoring and burn patterns also indicate the reason why the pump isn't working. A blown fuse. You pop the rusted metal hatch on the pump's casing, examine the machine's internal workings. If you wanted to, you could bypass the burnt-off fuse and draw from the system's reserve power. Doing so would give you 1 or 2 more charges, but it could also damage the machine beyond repair. You shunt reserve power into the water pump, there's a metallic screeching sound, and life rattles back, and the little machine rattles back to a semblance of life. Clouds of oily smoke stream from the smoldering wreckage of the water pump. Isabel surveys the damage, shaking her head. Congratulations, you blew up the pump. It deserved what it got. Couldn't agree more. Gives you a shy smile. You got the water drain too. That was nice work. Let's go. Done. For incoming. Bunch of rats. And of course they're swarming me immediately. Mark it. And then pull out our sundowner. Hopefully it can do some damage. Oh yeah, it can do some damage. Hell yeah, it can do some damage. I'll clear out a decent amount of them. This one's basically dead anyways. Might as well give it a punch. There we go. I'll put one out of commission. I'll put another. And that should take down another. There we go. Hopefully these guys are semi-competent. Yeah, there we go. Decent shots, but not amazing. Sundowner, I could use a repair kit real quick. Reload and then delete. Okay, or miss horribly. That also works. There we go. Handled. Handled. With supreme ease. Upon descending the ladder, you find yourself in the cramped confines of a shipping container. Interior walls have been erected out of corrugated aluminum, and doors have been cut to allow passage from compartment to compartment. The air down here is ripe with the odor of rotting garbage. Sorry about the state of the place. That's have kept our work crews too busy to worry about hauling the garbage. But now that you're here, we'll be able to set things right. Kill off those little bastards once and for all. Any idea where they're nesting? Yeah, down below. They're breeding on the level beneath our feet. There's a way down on the other side of the deck. I don't like this. We don't know enough about what else is going on down there. What else would be going on? We're trying to hold out against the devil rats that are trying to eat us, and the rats going to hell while we're doing it. Please, just let us take you to the other side of the raft. You have to help us, as promised. You need more intel before we commit to anything. The woman grows agitated. You can see a glimmer of desperation in her eyes. What do you think you're gonna find? There isn't anything. It's just us and the rats. People, for starters. Gobbet, or Cadmus, or Malvina. She frowns and glances uneasily at her companion. You don't know anyone named Gobbet. Cadmus is in quarantine, sick from a rat bite. He doesn't have long, and I doubt that you get anything useful from him anyway. Chances are good that Malvina's at the lower deck, though. She's downstairs. With the rats. She goes around dismissively. She's fine. I've heard her speak on the intercom. The Cora's down there are well protected. I'm sure that she's had no trouble keeping the rats at bay. I want to explore first. Alright, fine. Got the big guns. We aren't going to argue with you. He's very suspicious. We're going to continue forward. When you get tired of sifting through garbage and decide to keep your promise, look for us on the other side of the deck. We'll show you how to find the access hatch on the lower, for the lower levels. I can see why Gobbet got here. This place is suspect as hell. Reeks too, so there's that. Local inhabitant. Hello there! A middle-aged woman with a slouching posture stands with her back to a reinforced door. With a languid motion, she turns her head to stare at you. New folks. I'll be damned. She shifts positions with a grunt. The hell are you doing in here? Looking for a friend of ours. Maybe you've seen her. Shakes her head no. Nope, ain't seen your friend. Sorry. I don't even know what our friend looks like yet. How can you say for sure that you haven't seen her? No one's come down here today but you. Not a soul. Didn't see anyone yesterday either. I can't remember much past then. Smiles, revealing a crumbling set of nicotine-stained teeth. Bad memory. Can't do a thing about it. Behind that door there. She runs her tongue over her teeth. Storage closet? Nothing worthwhile in there. Don't even know why they have me standing watch over the thing. But those are the rules, right? You can't question the rules. Questioning them right now. What did the rules ever do for you? Well, they kept me alive for one. She licks her lip, just nodding. It means that I'm doing better than some. Following the rules ever gotten someone hurt? Or killed? He pauses, considering. Sure. I guess so. But maintaining a raft like this is dangerous work. Sometimes accidents can happen. Doesn't mean that you don't have to do your job. We all have to earn our keep. Sounds like disobeying the rules can get you killed, but obeying them can get you killed too. So what's the difference between the two? I don't know. Maybe there's a different... There isn't one? And the guard blinks, a look of confusion blanking her face. If there's no difference between following the rules and breaking them, could you open the doors for us? He reaches back and pulls a lever. You hear the metallic scrape of the door unlatching itself. Here you go. Knock yourself out. Hold on. We might be able to get a glimpse. Heavily reinforced and barricaded. Take a bulldozer to get it open. Hello there! Oh there! The woman standing guard duty nods in acknowledgement. Strangers! Bad time to visit? Or I'm visiting, we're looking for a friend. And you're out of luck. I haven't seen anyone from outside of quarantine in weeks. You want to talk to someone? Talk to the dwarf. I'm busy. She hefts her weapon, her eyes glued to the door. I need to keep my eyes open for more of those little bastards. We can't let any more of them sneak in here. After what happened to Simon. Best of luck. Quarantine, huh? A stocky dwarf leans up against the wall of the container room. His skin is sallow and it hangs off of his bulky frame like a half-deflated balloon. He saw plenty of sick people back in the Barrens. Addicts, BTL heads, people whose immune systems have been ravaged by disease. This guy somehow looks worse. Hello, stranger. Too many new faces on the raft these days. But you're here, so you want something. Now, what would that be? Isabel pushes forward. We're friends of Gobbet's. Seen her around? He chuckles. Friend, if you're looking for Gobbet, you're about 3 years too late. Your friend ain't here. And you stumbled in the worst kind of place to be lost. What's wrong with this place? Aside from the uninvited guests, you mean? We got a rat problem. We've noticed. Don't let what's happened to me happen to you too. You want my advice? Get out of here. And you do it before you get bit. He gestures at the sweat damp heaps of cloth that line the walls around him. If you don't, I just wind up on your deathbed here, right by my side. What's your name, friend? Me? Nobody important. Coughs into his sleeve. The sun is alarmingly wet. It's a man waiting to die. Haven't seen Gobbet lately, have you? No, I haven't seen the girl in years. I love to, mind you. She was a good friend way back when. Leave you in peace. Yeah, you do that. If you should happen to find Gobbet, bring her by. I haven't seen her in a long time. It'd do me good to talk to her again before I die of this damn disease. Unfortunate. Huh. The local up ahead beckons you forward. It's just up this way, through this door here. As you approach, something catches your eyes. A vent in the wall behind the locals. Behind you, more devil rats! Panic-stricken, they begin to turn, their weapons raised. There's a flurry of motion, something large explodes out of the vent. Gobbet lands in a crouch, her weapon raised. Don't go in there, it's a trap! Hey, Gobbet, how you doing? Let's blow these guys up. Poison fog, eh? Oh, this'll help. Grenade. I'll put them off balance. Enough that they won't be able to do anything. And then we can detonate them with our grenade launcher too. That's still a hit, in my books. It's splash damage, but you know it works. What's up, Gobbet? Nice to see you again. It's been a while. Gobbet's our friendly neighborhood orc. She's pretty chill. The bloody local tosses his gun aside and raises a pair of trembling hands. His eyes have gone wild with terror. I'm sorry, we didn't want to do it. We didn't have a choice. The words came spilling out in a frantic babble. It ordered to us too. What? It? What are you talking about? Explain yourself. I don't know what it is. It talks with Malvina's voice, but it isn't her. Helpless tears streamed down his cheeks, clinging to his skin like beads of dew on a leaf. If you want to live, you have to do what it says. I'm gonna let you live. Don't make me regret it. The squatter collapses against the wall, sobbing uncontrollably. Gobbet dusts herself off and paces toward you. Hey, it is. Hey, Seattle. I remember inviting you on this run, but I guess I'm glad you can make it. She jerks her head towards the squatter's ruined body. You're welcome, by the way. Alright. Came looking for you. Really? I thought you were visiting the sinking ship for its wonderful food and beautiful views. She flashes you a weak smile. And yeah, I'm okay. Look, I'm sorry about the sun entrance and everything. I wish that I'd had time to explain what was going down, but I didn't. Because, well, she shrugs. Trap? Yeah, you mentioned that. What kind of trap are we talking about? The kind where you end up dead. Look, I don't know what exactly they were planning to do, but I've seen them lead people through those doors before. Gestures toward the heavy double doors at the end of the hall. The people I watched go in there never came back out again. Not a one. They just scream and scream. When the doors open up again, they be gone. Well, thanks for the warning. She shrugs. Don't mention it. There's a long, awkward pause. Finally, Isabel steps forward. So, now that we're all together, want to tell us why you came back here all by yourself? We'd have gone with you, Gobbet. All they had to do was tell us. She raises his hand. Yeah, I know, but I figured that this one was on me. I didn't want to wait another minute. Besides, I had a plan. You're in a boat full of hostiles. By yourself. In the dead of the night. Being hunted by devil rats. Doesn't sound like a great plan to me. I didn't come back here to fight, Seattle. This is a recon mission. I wanted to scope the place out. And it's easier to do that solo than it would have been dragging you two along. No offense. So you scoped the place out. Fine. Mission accomplished. You know what you're doing now? Yeah, this place is fucked. I'm gonna sink it. Wait, what? The sinking ship is doomed, Seattle. I can feel it the second I set foot on board. Checks herself. Better than that, even. On some level, I think that I could feel it back home. That's why I couldn't stop thinking about this place. Whatever is happening here, it's wrong. This whole place feels off to me. Somehow, maybe even toxic. I came back to check on my friends. Camus and Malvina, to check on them. Instead, I found a swarm of mad-eating rats, a death trap, and a bunch of squatters who seem intent on killing me. Her tone becomes brisk. So I'm gonna kill them right back. I'm gonna use the sculling charges that are still embedded in the hull to do that. I've already handled the ones on this level, but I haven't gone down below yet. You need to activate the charges below the waterline if we're gonna bring this sucker down. And so that's where you're heading next. Downward. Not quite. On account of the trap, I don't know how to get past it yet. He frowns. Minor setback, right? So my next step was to find that out. I haven't found Camus or Malvina yet. It could be alive somewhere. Maybe even on this level. Yeah, maybe. I hope so, because of all the people on this raft, Cad is the one that I trust most to get us past whoever's in that room. He was always more of a mechanic than he was a shaman. I have to figure out how to get past the trap. I get that, but let's keep our eyes open while we're doing that. There could be more going on here than you realize. I seriously doubt it. Remember what I told you about second guessing? She isn't second guessing anything. We haven't seen enough to make a decision yet. You may have, but we haven't. Gobbet lets out an exasperated sigh. Alright, you want to look around? We'll do that. But afterwards, we're arming the rest of those charges. I respect that hollowed Gobbet's decision. If she thinks we need to delete this place with, you know, explosive charges, that's fine. Some tags. They seem relatively fresh. They haven't been here long. Always watching. Is that it? I don't know what the hell that says. Ship inhabitants. Hello. Huh. The man standing before you looks cleaner than most of the other squatters on this sinking ship. There are no streaks of grease on his cheeks, and his clothes look freshly laundered. He leers at you as you approach. Well, what have we here? Strangers on our humble raft exploring our leaking bowels. The man grins, revealing the cavernous gap in his teeth. He has a snifter, brimming with cognac in salute. Welcome to the sinking ship, strangers. Now tell me what you want. Who are you? You may address me as Mercurio. He bows slightly, the cognac slashing in his glass. At your service. What do you do on the raft? A bit of this, a bit of that. I'm an artist, or rather I used to be. An artist and a socialite. And a man about town. He spreads his hands. By town, I mean raft, of course. Now, I've mostly found myself shut away here on the sinking ship side of her deck. I've been festering away for months, desperately clinging to the finer things in life. He sniffs. Quite the tale of woe, really. So you just loiter around and socialize. A fine and noble profession. He takes another sip, swilling the brandy in his mouth. But you're a street-level operative, no? Blue-collar work? I won't expect you to understand. Now, if that will be quite all... He glances at the door. Okay, Mercurio. Sure, buddy. Huh. A ship inhabitant. In a pool of blood. The squatter is in need of immediate medical attention. Her torso is a gory mess, and an ever-expanding pool at her feet tells you that she's been well on the way to bleeding out. She peers at you through sunken eyes, set in an alarmingly gray face. Please, help me. Can you take care of this, Gobbet? He hooks her hands into claws and raises them. Strange energies radiate off of her in waves. Already on it. The power of Gobbet's magic washes over her, erasing the hole in her abdomen. Gradually, His eyes focus, and the color returns to her face. Shakily, she extends a hand in greeting. I don't know who you are, strangers, but you just saved my life. If I can ever return the favor, you let me know. What's your name, friend? Maria Lamb. My friends call me Sparrow. Good to meet you, Sparrow. Wasn't there... No, there wasn't somebody by the name of Sparrow. Not that we know of. Chuckles. Better luck for me that I met you. But yeah, no, I think I've bled out by now. How'd you get shot? It was a part of the last mutiny attempt. Made it through that alright, but I guess they also made some enemies. Oh yeah, she was, wasn't she? I don't know who shot me, but it's a fair bet that someone on this boat is holding a grudge. Let you get on with your day. Alright, but if you ever need anything else, you know where to find me. What's this? A ship inhabitant with a computer. A slender human woman in shabby overalls looks up from her work with a frown. You can't help but notice the scars on her neck. Her eyes flit from you to Isabel. When they land on Gobbet, her face lights up. I'll be damned. Gobbet? Hello, Yasmin. It's good to see you again. Yeah, you too. Where the hell have you been all these years? On a different boat, funny enough. Yes, I'm a little out of the loop on what's happening here. Could you do me a solid and fill us in? Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about it, but I'll tell you what I know. What's been happening here? Which looks easy. Well, we're all struggling to deal with the devil rat infestation. You probably know about them. With all the rats around, there aren't many volunteers for the maintenance crews anymore. It's lonely out here. He abruptly stops talking, your cheeks flush red. That's it. That's all I have to say. Yes, you're talking to me here, so tell me what's going on. I can't help you if I don't know what's happening. Yasmin's eyes dart up and down the hall, scanning for anyone who might be coming. Her hands begin to shake. After a moment, she leans toward Gobbet and lowers her voice to a whisper. Yeah, alright. She swallows. This raft is cursed. I think that I know what you're talking about, Yaz. I can feel it all the way from back home, but tell me more. I want to hear it from you. Malvina isn't in charge here anymore. She's gone now. I think she might be dead, and whatever it is that's taken her place, it's horrible. I don't even know what it is, but it isn't human, and the worst part is, it talks over the intercom using her voice. She claps a hand over her mouth, her eyes wide, her entire body is shaking. Thanks, Yaz, that helps. Believe it or not, it helps. Nods mutely, still struggling to calm himself. Have you had any close encounters with the devil rats? Yeah, don't go downstairs unless you absolutely need to. The lower decks are absolutely crawling with the things. Thanks, I'll be careful out there. What's with this terminal? Water drips down from a leak in the ceiling to spatter across the case of this ancient terminal. It's a miracle that thing is still functional. A blinking green cursor awaits your input. Post serve 1.1, freeware mail client, Chung-sun Anson. What's the first message? You need to talk about these new regulations that you keep handing down. Look, I used to be a merchant marine. I get it. I know how important procedure is on a boat, and I know the mindset they are working against. But some of these new regs are bordering on draconian. They're getting in the way of our maintenance crews downstairs. Order is a good thing. Micromanaging isn't. So let's talk about it, okay? The rats. We got a hell of an infestation going on in the lower levels, and we need to start doing something about it. Can I count on you and your boys to help me out with this? I know that M would frown on what I'm proposing, but she isn't doing anything to help. We have to take matters into our own hands to get before things get ugly. Quarantine. This was what I was afraid of, see. Those bloody rats have eaten us out of house and home, and now that their food supply is gone, they've decided to turn on us. It's pretty clear that M can't or won't use her magic to fix this, so it's on us to deal with the fallout. I had the upstairs maintenance crew set aside a couple of containers as a quarantine area sick room. It's inevitable that we're going to start seeing people getting sick, and we need a place to shelve them. If we don't do this, we're going to have a panic on our hands. Vita's deaths aren't pretty. Vita's being a lethal infection that relies on magic to run. Tell my brother that I got this his note, and I'll be there. I don't know what all this is about, but I have a guess. If I'm right, well, I'm in. Things have to change around here for all of our sakes. Man, that sucks. Hopefully things get better from. Oh, we can talk with the quarantine people real quick. Now that we have Gobbet. Hey, buddy! How you doing? The dwarf's milky eyes track you as you approach. A wave of recognition washes over his face. But his movements remain lethargic. Eventually he manages to slur out a few words. Gobbet! Back after all this time. Yeah, I'm sorry it's taken so long. Gobbet stares at the dwarf, wide-eyed. It's good to see you again, Cad. Tell me about you. How are you feeling? Perfect. Thanks for asking. I mean, I'm dying, and my home has gone to shit. Probably gonna sink into the bay. But otherwise, I'm great. With visible effort, he shifts his focus to Gobbet. Welcome home, girl. In a long time. She swallows. Camus, I... Save it. I'm not mad. He squeezes his eyes shut. I'm mostly just happy to hear your voice again. It's good to have a friend. Are you sick, Cadmus? He grins between his sunken eyes and hollow cheeks. The end result is ghastly. Ill? I would say so. Deathly ill. Bias is a real bitch. Even a neutered strain like this one can really knock you on your ass. You'll be okay, Cad. You're a dwarf and a shaman. That's 2 big points in your favor. You're gonna walk this off. You'll see. Spare me the pep talk. I'm too tired to walk. Cad. Save it. Know what my chances look like. And they ain't good. Seen a lot of our friends loaded into those cots, Gobbet. They all went out in garbage bags. Anyway, he wrestles his mouth into a friendly smile. Let's talk about something else, huh? All this doom and gloom is getting to me. What's happening here, Caddy? Bad things. A lot of good people died. Something's gone rotten on this raft, Gobbet. You know what I mean. Toxic. Yeah, I can feel it too. I can feel it all the way back home. My throat moves, but it takes a moment for her voice to catch up. Camus, where are our friends? What's happened to Yasmin and Anson and Malvina? Anson's dead. Never made it into the sick room, just disappeared, but I know where he went. He stabs a finger downward at the floor. Yasmin's still with us. Small favors, right? The fight has gone out of her. She's content to do what she's told and tremble. Malvina. Ain't Malvina anymore. Just as much? He shoots you an irritated glance. Hey, guess what? I had too. But I want to give my friend the benefit of the doubt until I was sure. She shifts her attention back to the ailing dwarf. Cat, Malvina went off the rails because of that damn bottle that I gave her. That's what happened, isn't it? It ain't her, Gobbet. It's something else. He struggles to contain another cough. Eventually it passes. But yeah, that shiny red egg that you and Sweet lifted is the cause of it, I think. The ugliness was already inside her, but that thing brought it out. She squeezes her eyes shut, balls her hands into fists. Shit! It isn't your fault, Gobbet. You had to give her that thing to stop the mutiny. I know, Seattle, but I did what I had to do. No regrets. But I'm fucking angry about what happened afterwards. You and me both, kid. As angry as I've ever been. Twice his friend. His chest heaves as a deep bronchial cough racks his body. With a grimace of distaste, he spits out a wad of bloody phlegm. Yeah, you haven't seen what happened to Malvina. What she's become. You need rest. We should put this on hold and... He raises his hand, cutting her short. Got no time to rest. And you need to hear this. What we're up against. You ever heard of a rat king? It's an old folklore thing. A bunch of rats all fused together. Their tails all wrapped and twisted into a great big knot. That's what Mel has become. I don't know how many different spirits she's tied her essence to, but last time I opened my eye to her, I couldn't see where they ended, and she began. What does that even mean? I never heard of... It means that she ain't human anymore, girl. Or is bound to the other things. Alien things. All tangled and twisted and grown together. They're all one being now. A rat king. It talks like Malvina. But it ain't her anymore. It is still human, physically speaking. No. There are rumors that Malvina's meat body is changing too. I haven't seen it myself. I don't know if I want to. Another long, wet coughing interrupts his speech. He wipes his mouth with the back of his hand. The talisman that our king is holding, the shiny object, do you know how it works? Ah, tried sensing it once. Only thing I took away from the experience was a migraine. Felt like there were railroad spikes buried behind my eyes for days. All I can tell you for certain is that it still works. As long as the rat king is connected to that thing, can't hurt it. Any holes that you put in its body will close up on their own. So it's invincible! Wonderful! I didn't say that. It's the bauble that makes the rat king what it is. You're just gonna have to find a way to steal it. Gaba managed to do that during Sui's rebellion. I bet she can do that again. Did you try to fight this Rat King? Yeah, it had enough. A lot of us. Took a page from Old Swee's book. He offers you a sickly grin. We mutinied. He gestures at the writhing bodies in the cots of the sick room. This is what's left of our side. I've been locked in here for 5 days now, waiting for Vitas to finish the job. The rest of us got fed to the rats. It seemed to have gone very well. That smile on his face evaporates. No, it didn't. Goddamn, I missed it. Why would the others stop you from taking the ship back? That doesn't even make any sense. Why do you think, girl? Fear. Fear of death. Fear of being gnawed apart by 100 vermin. Fear of that thing. The only people left here are a bunch of cowards. His voice comes out in an angry rasp. If you're too stupid to see why they were right to be afraid, you aren't going to last long. Look what happened to us. Take a good, long look. This is what happens to people who oppose the Rat King. The folks you've seen the rats are standing on the surface. They're all scared shitless. And I can't blame them. If anything, we were the crazy ones for trying to fight that thing. If the Rat King's soldiers only serve because they're afraid, then maybe we can turn them away from it. Could do. I rally around someone they know. So maybe someone who lived with and fought for him with years ago. He eyes Gobbet. That was a subtle hint, girl. I've got a better idea. We're gonna get you and your people onto the lifeboats, and then we're sending this raft to the bottom of the bay, and the Rat King is going with it. You can't mean that. This is our home. Got nowhere else to go, Gobbet. I'm not gonna let that thing force us to put this raft to the torch. We've already tried it your way. Look what happened. God damn it. Go up in the walled city, Cat. And she knows what we got to look forward to if you sink this raft, because we sure as hell can't afford to go live anywhere else. Cranes his neck, to look up at Gobbet, pleading. Desperation burns in his eyes. Gobbet, listen. It isn't too late for the sinking ship. We can still turn this thing around. My mutiny failed because the Rat King knew things that we didn't. Yours can succeed if you'll try. She shakes her head obstinately. My gut says that we should sink the raft. It's said that from the moment I arrived here, that's what Rat wants me to do, so that's what I'm gonna do. Sorry, Camus, for sinking this thing. You and your people will just have to take your chances on land. He squeezes his eyes shut. He looks tired. Can't stop ya. Too weak. I don't have the people, so if you're determined to do this, then I guess it's gonna happen. But I am disappointed. If you prefer, we could just leave. Go ahead if you want. I came here to put an end to this, and I'm going to. Cat, I need to gather your people and get them ready to run. Can you do that? Yeah. Yeah, I can. The runners have put the sculling charges on the raft also installed the shipboard alarm system. I'll need you to trigger it when the charges are going hot. They'll let us know when we need to abandon ship. I'll leave now. Because that tipped the Rat King off. If we were to start running now, I think it would notice. I don't like what you're doing, but I'm not going to sabotage you. You want to help us retake the sinking ship? Better than nobody have it. We'll sound the alarm before we set off the charges. Thanks, Cad. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for my friends. He turns away. Go on. Get out of here. Got an evacuation to plan. We could still get the mutiny. Hello there. Oh there. Nothing. Okay. Whew. Well, we got a plan at least. Hey, Mercurio! You're back! He smiles down at Isabel, still eluding with his glass. Tell me why? We're taking the sinking ship back from the Rat King. Will you help us? He shakes his head sadly. No, I'm afraid not. Now, 500 Nuyen could buy you a lot of brandy. Yes, yes, it could. He snatches the cred stick out of your hand. Very well, when the fighting starts, I'll do what I can. Thank you, buddy. 500 Nuyen could buy you a lot of brandy. And Sparrow can help us. Thanks again for your help. I'd have bled out if you hadn't come along. We're taking another run of the Rat King, and we're gonna kill it this time. We could use your help. I want to help, I do. But I can't do much without supplies. I'll make you a deal. If you hook me up with some medical supplies, I'll join you. He gratefully accepts the supplies that you offer. Deal's a deal. I have a debt to repay. If you make a move on the Rat King, I'll be there to help. Get to the quarantine area and meet up with Camus. He'll let you know what to do. I have a few things to take care of first, but I will. You got my word on that. Yasmin! We're going on a Rat King run. Taking the ship back. We need your help. Your eyes go wide. Another mutiny? No, not me. Go to someone else. I saw what happened last time. Last time, you didn't have me here. We're gonna kill the monster that stole Malvina's voice, Yaz. Got my word on that. She stares at Gobbet long and hard. Finally, she acquiesces with a nod. Alright, Gobbet. I'm in. I'm terrified, but I'm in. Her voice breaks, but she continues on. I'm no fighter. You know what? I keep the ship afloat, and that's about it. But I'll do what I can to help. You'll be okay, Yasmin, I promise. Circle up with your brother. I'm sending everyone we can convince to help to meet up with him in the sick room. He'll tell you what to do from there. Hello, hello. What the hell? Another squatter, this one more beaten up than most. Bloody bandages wrap his knuckles, and one of his orbital sockets has been crushed, deforming the silhouette of his face. He peers at you with a mixture of suspicion and hostility. Don't recognize you. That means you're new here. His voice comes out in a hoarse croak. You picked a bad place to go sightseeing, outsider. You okay? Don't look so good. No, I'm not okay. I'm all beaten up and going blind in one eye. But tell me what you want so I can be on my way. What's your name? Ivan. Ivan Fu. Not all. Can I go? Did the Rat King's people do that to you? No. I got caught in the crossfire. The Mutineers did this to me. Thought I was with the Rat King. All that I wanted to do is get home. Instead, my right eye only sees double now. I'll use my hands. The calmness of his voice belies the naked smile on his face. Thanks for asking. I want to hear what your take on what's happening here. It's going to shit. Rats everywhere, people dying, smells like a garbage skull. He grunts. That satisfy your curiosity, outsider. Tell me any more? Look, I ain't the damned welcoming committee. I'm just a bloody old man who wants to go back to his squad. If you want to know more about the boat, ask somebody else. There are other ways to help them fighting. Oh, I can fight. Don't you worry about that. He glances down at his bandaged hands. Might be best if I waited a week or two, but even in the state I'm in, I can hold my own. Used to be damn good with a blade. Paid a pretty penny to have one custom forged for me, even. That was a lovely thing. Useful in and out of a fight. I liked that. It wasn't just a tool. It was a weapon. As well. What happened? Taken. Lost. I don't know. He pulls a balisong knife from his back pocket. He extends his arm, offering it to you. How about you, stranger? Are you handy with a blade? You were what? No, and even if I did, you think I'd tell a stranger where to find it? That blade was my most prized possession. If anyone's gonna find it, it's gonna be me. I count on you? He chuckles. You're all fools. The last two mutinies failed, and yours will too. Even if he did have a chance, it was Camus and his boys that did this to me. You think I'm gonna cozy up with them? I'm sorry that they hurt you, but like you said, you got caught in a crossfire. People get hurt in those situations. It happens. Camus would never intentionally harm you, the Rat King, on the other hand. I said no. I'm putting my neck out for anybody. I'm gonna ride this thing out, and that's all there is to it. You're making it worth your while. I have connections back in Kowloon. You hard of hearing. I said no. And that's final. I'm not laying my life on the line for you, or for Camus, or anyone else. But I could be saved if we get you to a proper hospital. Dixon said, can't. Rat King won't leave us. Let's leave. We'll have to kill the fucking thing, won't we? He stares at her with his good eye. It's subtle, but something in his expression changes. Grows hard. You're a killer, girl? I do it for a living. We all do. Maybe you got a chance. He grits his teeth, gingerly touches the ruin of his collapsed eye socket. Tell with it. I'm in. You make your move, but I can't help. There a decision. Go to Camus and wait for a signal. I will. There's something here. Looks like they're made by claws, but they're much bigger than anything that Devil Rock can make. Good to know, I suppose. Any other helpers? Guard continues to face you. You're back. Why? Hacking has ruled here for long enough. We're taking it down. We could use your help. Eyes go wide. You'll get yourself killed even talking like that. You'll get me killed with you. Get the hell out of here right now. I won't take part in another damn mutiny. How does it help you for the Rat King to stay in control? He screeches and bullishes you. I warned you not to talk! Okay. Ow. Well, we'll deal with her. Isabel, I could use your expertise with your gun. She's not going to survive long. We don't need somebody coming at us from the back. Simple as. Alright, you deal with this one. This should be over in a jiffy. Poor lady. She didn't need that, but at least we don't have her coming up at us from the back. We now have a proper mutiny ready. All lower decks are off limits until further notice. Maintenance. Alright, Caddy. Let's see what you got for us. Some information, you know. You're back. Need something? When did all this start? Must have been some time after Gobbet left. Nah, not long. Maybe a week or so. We couldn't see it at the time, but it was happening. I'd stake my life on it. I don't get this. Everything was fine when I left the Rat. I mean, the vibe here had changed, but Malvina was still Malvina. If anything, she was even stronger than the woman I'd known. Yeah, she got strong, alright. Strong and mean. Started small. 1 month after Swee's mutiny, Malvina started proposing new rules. She said that she was cracking down on infractions, keeping order, keep us safe. Over time, those punishments started piling up, and gradually, the punishments started getting worse. You think the shiny object corrupted her somehow? Nah, I think it gave her power, and she corrupted herself. No judgment, though. In her place, a lot of us would do the same. That's what I mean when I said that she had it in her all along. I think she'd always been afraid, and always used rules to protect herself. The Trinket took that fear and focused it like a lens, and that opened the door to what she's become. He pauses, checks himself. She. I don't think that Malvina can even be described as a she anymore. It is really a they. Our friend is dead. Or changed so much that she might as well be. And the things that are wearing her skin don't belong in this world. There's a trap room at the end of it all. Know anything about it? Yeah. My crew built the thing. Let me guess. Malvina's orders? He nods. First thing she asked us to do after Sui's a little rebellion. We started work on the thing the week after you left. Yasmin was in charge of the project. Can you tell us how to get past it? No. No, but Yaz can. She should be somewhere on this level. Go find her and tell her I sent you. We will. Thanks, Cad. He dabs specks of blood from his lips. Don't mention it. You go. Hang in there, man. I ain't going anywhere, but be safe. Alright, let's see how we can get past that trapped room. Something to get us access. Hey, Yazzie! Amos said that you're in charge of the building that trap at the end of the hall. Yeah, that was me. I didn't want to build the thing, but I did to help Malvina, to keep us safe. Read it ever since. It really is your help, Yaz. We need to get below decks, and we need to do it in one piece. Can you help us get past the trap you built? I think so. I think I remember what wires you need to snip to disarm the thing. He fumbles at a nearby table, grabs a napkin. Then she produces a grease pencil from her breast pocket and begins to draw. There's a hidden access panel on the floor. You never know if you didn't know where to look. You snip these wires here, and this one here, bypass the circuit. She scribbles on the napkin with a steady hand. And then flip this lever. Do that, and you're done. The trapdoor won't trigger, and you won't get dumped into the killing pit. Killing pit? Passes the napkin to Gobbet. It's pretty much what you'd expect. She snatches the napkin from Yasmin's hand. Thanks, Yaz. You don't know how badly we need this. I can guess. Amos sent you to me after all. She smiles weakly. Best of luck. Thanks. Be careful down there. We got our mutiny. We should be good to go. And we can scuttle the ship. And do both at the same time. Air is thicker in here. Acrid. The stench clings to your tongue, sticks in the back of your throat. It smells like damp cardboard and stale urine. Gobbet surveys the room warily, her nose crinkling in disgust. She produces the napkin with Camus's instructions from her breast pocket and hands them to you. There you go, Seattle. You know what to do. Under her breath, you hear her muttering. Let's hope that Yaz knows her stuff. Following the grease pencil diagram, you locate a hunk of metal flooring with a slightly raised edge. Hooking your fingers under it, you lift to reveal a hidden access panel. That's a good sign. Follow Yasma's instructions to disarm the trap. The instructions are surprisingly easy to follow. 3 snips with your pocket knife and a rewired connection later, the floor-spanning trapdoor has been disarmed. Well, that was easy. He beams at you. Go on, Seattle. You take the lead. You earned it. Gee, thanks. Please don't act. Hey, it didn't work. Good. We're in. Oh, jeez. Stepping into this room is like wading into the killing floor of a slaughterhouse. There isn't an inch of ground that isn't caked with spilled blood. The stench that floods into your nostrils is as overpowering as it is vile. It's the stench of rotten beef and stale vomit. Of warm blood poured into a chemical toilet and left out in the sun to cook. The buzzing of flies in your ears helps bring you back to your senses. Blinking against the light, you see stacks of moldering trash piled nearly to the ceiling. Piles of dead bodies are stacked nearly as high. Focus on the body. None of these people died cleanly. Not a one. In one way or another, each carcass has been ripped apart. Some have been riddled with bullets, others have been sliced open with blades or shredded by chisel-like teeth. And the result is always the same. Another fresh corpse, its eyes frozen open in agony and surprise. Gobbet's jaw drops open in horror. Her eyes move slowly from atrocity to atrocity. Her cheeks draining of color. Beach? Oh no, not Simon. Oh, rat, no, this... Gobbet grasps for a way to finish her thought. She doesn't find one. Sorry, Gobbet. I know that these people were friends. A lot of them were. Some I didn't know. Her eyes remain locked on the closest, nearest pile of corpses. They all deserve better than this. Link that I can see on the sculling charges that we need to activate. Think you can arm it? Not from here, no, but I can disable the safety on it. She blinks. Is there a difference? Disabling the mechanical safeties on the bombs is just the first step. After we've done that, I'll need to reroute power from the raft to the bombs to arm them. I have to jack into whatever matrix server they have on this thing to do that. Huh. This is a good thing that he came along after all. Jerks his thumb upward toward the ceiling. I moved the safeties on the bombs upstairs. They're all ready to be armed. I'll leave the rest to you. What we gotta do? Let's do it. Scuttling charge. Not sure how that's not spilling out a bunch of water, but okay. Yeah, there it is. They're still coming! And devil rats everywhere, huh? We're about to get bodied by a bunch of rats. Lovely. Just what we needed. Oh, and from behind, too. Lovely. Control mode. Let's see if we can do something about this. Blow them up, you know? There we go. Get some nice shelling in, you know? Hopefully break them all up. Let's mark this far one so it's an easier target to hit. Sure, we can punch that one, why not? Yeah, we should probably just bomb this one. That'll get rid of it quickly. Not cleanly, but quickly enough. And that'll deal with that one. Gobbet! Do you mind healing me real quick? That'd be great. Burst fire down this one. So we can get our health back. At least a little bit. It'll help maintain us. Poor drone. It doesn't deserve this. Reload. And destroy. That's one down. Hopefully we can get rid of all of them. Eh, just deck him, it's fine. Marked. And destroy. We need to do as much damage as we can to it. Make sure it falls over, you know? There we go. And now for our last target. Flush target, huh? Not bad, not bad. There's some damage. And we should be able to take it down soon enough. Just a little bit more. Mark the sucker, and it should fall over by a mortar shot, you know? There we go. Delete. I said delete! That's some impressive lack of aim there. God damn. There we go. I'll tend to us for now. What do we got in here? Another charge. Actually, maybe over here? That could hold something. This is a really cool atmosphere, I gotta admit. This feels like an ambush point. Dramatic salve. Not bad. Scuttling charge. We do want to kill that wrecking, though, if for no other reason than to help Malvina out. And by extension, help Gobbet out. We kill the Rat King, we leave behind the shiny. That's Malvina's old cabin, the seat of power for the sinking ship. That's where the Rat King is going to be. Once we go in there, we're going to be in this. There's no changing our mind after we picked a fight with that thing. What the bloody hell is that? I was expecting something, but not that thing. The thing that looms over you is horrifying. A twisted amalgamation of woman and swarm knotted and tied together into a single whole. Gobbet. The creature's voice is unnerving, 1,000 rumbling voices, all interwoven and laid over top of Malvina's crisp, cultured speech. You've returned to us, little mouse. You, the instigator of our own ascendancy. The Rat King shifts his gaze to a nearby altar. A gleaming red stone has been ensconced within. The keystone, the source of our unity, the font of power that makes us strong. Your gift to us, little mouse. You gave us what we needed to bring this raft to order. Gobbet's nose crinkles in revulsion. On her shoulders, madness and folly chitter and shriek. Say me the speech, Malvina. Or whatever you are. I'm not here to talk. The new body isn't doing you any favors, by the way. You look like a furry tree stump. The creature leans forward into the light. A fine-featured face with high cheekbones and piercing eyes stares down at you. A carpet of living vermin that bury the rest of Malvina's head and neck shriek and struggle and shriek. Our new body is beauty itself. Unity of biology and unity of purpose. What happened to you? We are not Malvina. We are one, bound together for all time. The thing's voice grows to a roar, and you hear other sounds fold into it. The cacophonous, gibbering babble of things gone mad. We are order out of chaos, the death of entropy, a glorious unity. Oh, fuck this. He pulls back the slide on her weapon. We're here to kill this thing and not let it talk us to death. Attack the Rat King. Damn right. You hear the scrape of claws on metal. Something is headed this way. Unfortunately, we can't really do no movement on this one, so we're gonna have to call that the end of that challenge thing. Let's talk. Pull the lever twice to signal that Cadmus should start his mutiny. Pull the lever once to signal that you're sculling the raft. Start his mutiny. Flares once, then twice. The sound is ear-splitting. Moments later, the distant sound of gunshots filters down from above. Let's drop that there. Missed. It's close. That's all that really matters, honestly. Get to cover. When hostiles get close, that's gonna trigger. Get onto your ley line. Let's summon up a devil rat, shall we? That'll give her something to bite. Venom splash and draw attention. Hey, draw attention. Distracted, accuracy minus 14. I'll do it. An aim burst should take her down a bit. Yeah, that's what I thought she'd do. That's important. Having her get distracted is a very useful thing. Because if we didn't do that, then we'd have to deal with her beating up on our boys. 120 HP. God damn. That's impressive, honestly. Thankfully, we can deal with her. All bit. Would you mind going over here? And get in the strong ley line. And you need to start laying down some suppressive fire. Because we need to deal with this Rat King as much as possible. Pain! I will show you pain! The Rat King recoils, but only for a moment. A strange energy washes over it, bathing its body in indigo light. What the bloody hell are those? That's a new one. Yoink! The Rat King shrieks as Goblet lifts the shiny object in her hands. In his voice, he can hear the echoes of 1,000 inhuman beings. This is interesting. Drags the shiny object to her chest, her bare hands caressing the stone. I can feel Malvina's control of the rats. It's like 1,000 strings connecting you to them. And it feels like... One of the Rat King's servitors shudders in place. Slowly, seemingly against its own will, it lifts its head to stare at you. I can tug at those strings. Malvina's cultured voice is overtaken by the inhuman roars of the other things that share her body. We will rend you all to pieces, tear your flesh to shreds! Gaba dances back, cradling the shiny object like a newborn baby. She begins to laugh. Buy me a little time, Seattle. Still getting used to this thing, but if you give me a minute or two, these demon rats will be mine. I can do that. Activate our drone. Flashbanger. Pew. Immune. Ah. That's fun. So we can't do any damage to her. It just exists. Let's deal with some of these rats then. Although we can kill it off before it becomes a problem. An ominous chittering noise fills the air. Are they just confused? I don't think they are. I seriously doubt they are, but they're not moving. Alright, let's protect our point, shall we? This is ours now. And we will protect it. Everybody seems fine right now. Alright, she moves. Okay, no, these demon rats are definitely not it. Not yet. They're still very much a threat. Good to know. We need to get rid of them. I got something of yours. Oh, they're friends now, eh? Well, time to deal with Malvina here. Or the Rat King, rather. Go bite the Rat King, shall we? Let's deal with this as fast as we can. No action points? What? No action points? What? No action points? There we go. I need you to sit on this ley line here. Cast a spell for us. Channeled Haste. Isabel could be useful. We don't have to care about them because, I mean, they're rats. They'll spawn pretty much infinitely, so we can just delete. Just dump some grenades into them. You got this, Isabel. There we go. That's a lot of damage. Yes, more damage. There we go. Cracking his body shudders and convulses. As you watch, the living carpet of devil rats that forms the majority of its bulk begins to writhe. Malvina opens her mouth to speak, but you'll never know what she's going to say. The only sound that escapes from her throat is a long, ragged scream. With a dawning horror, to realize what you're looking at, the devil rats that surround Malvina are turning inward. She's being eaten alive. Gobbet stares, dead-eyed, at her former friend as the swarm that is bound to her rips her body apart. Black blood pours into rivers to the aluminum-lined floors. Let's get the hell out of here. You go if you want to. I'm watching this. I owe Malvina that much. The ghastly feast unfolding before you continues long after Malvina's screams have died away. Finally satisfied, Gobbet nods to you. This raft is ours. It's over. Her PDA buzzes. She glances down at it, then turns the screen so that you can see. Camus's grim visage fills the screen. I don't know what you just did, but whatever it was, it worked. Those rat things turned on Malvina's loyalists. He wheezes into his mask, gulping in purified air. And they got done eating him, started eating each other. Gobbet stares down at the shiny object that she holds clutched in her hands. Yeah, I know. I told them to, right after I did the same to the Rat King. Malvina's dead, Cad. You're good, Gobbet. You and your friends. You won. I went up topside. Celebration is in order. She shakes her head. No, Cad. No celebrations and no milling around. You can keep this place. I'm done with it. Too many bad memories. Besides all of that, you got a hell of a mess on your hands. I'll be damned if I'm gonna help clean it up. You already helped us clean up Gobbet. We'll always owe you for that. Yeah, well, let's not make a big thing out of it. Goodbye, Cad, and good luck. She flicks the PDA off. The screen goes dark. Captain Jomo is still waiting for us outside, ready to go home. Beyond ready. She passes the shiny object from one hand to the other, scowling. This stupid thing is taking a one-way trip to the bottom of the bay. Good call. Come on, Seattle. Let's go home. And thus, the journey was concluded. We finally got a mission that we got to run with Isabel on. Her grenade launcher is pretty good. Captain Jomo's speedboat carries you away from the sinking ship. Now liberated from the tyranny of the Rat King once and for all, the shiny object rests with Malvina's bones at the bottom of Hung Hom Bay. Gobbet stares back at the raft as it recedes into the distance. Her expression is at once happy and sad. Isabel takes her hand, and together they turn away. Yoya goes closer. You're going home. Words are hard, okay? My voice is gonna be murdered tomorrow. Ugh. Here we go. Back in Hiyoi. We didn't get all the breaching charges done, but I guess scuttling charges. Let's see what we can do with all these points. We're gonna need decking. We're gonna need drone control. We're gonna need a few things, honestly. Spirit summoning. Dragon lines visible, spirit summoning points visible. Public slot, totem choice available. You know, why not? We'll go a little, spoopy. You know? Our, abilities aren't amazing, but being able to summon spirits would be ungodly useful. How you doing, 10-armed Ambrose? Ambrose looks rougher and more tired than usual. These dreams are getting out of hand, Crunchy. Yawn too, right? I normally wake up more tired than when I fell asleep, but this is nuts. You're here as a runner and now you're busted up, Doc. What happened? Show me your services. Sure thing! Do not bring spare parts. Synthecardium. Pain editor. I see. +1 willpower, -1 intelligence. Jolt alert. Ares hand razors, autoloader cyberarm. Huh. That sounds pretty useful. Synthecardium. Orthoskin. Weaves grass as synthogen, an energy diffusing material, under the skin to mitigate incoming trauma. Passive +1 to armor. An encephalon. I could use an encephalon. Oh wait, we already have an encephalon. Huh. We'll see what we need. We do need to help out Gaichu, but I wanted Gobbet for that. Let's go talk with her. See what she has to say on that, you know? Oh, and we can also equip our proper drone. Our big drone, you see. A Class S drone. Something with an assault rifle, basically. With the equipment we got right now, we're pretty well set for that. Okay, nothing there. Problem solved. Since you cannot handle this simple task, I've done so myself. Your performance is disappointing. We need a Gobbet, okay? So we can pick up some Repulse Bay construction plan money. It's something, at least. It's not pay data, but it'll do. Gobbet and Isabel. Let's see what they have to say. Hello, Isabel. Glad to have Gobbet back. Isabel glances up at you. Her expression is grim. Come to a decision. On these memories out of my head. An unpleasant distraction. I was happy without them. When this is all over, I'm deleting them. To hell with locking them away again. I'm gonna purge my childhood altogether. Shred the memories and move on. As an added bonus, it'll clear up a lot of headwear memory. I think I could store some SimSense recordings up there. Maybe make it so that when I try to remember my past, I get summers on the beach instead of sorrow and pain. You think that'll make you happy? You're damn right it is. These memories can still help us, so I'll tough my way through it for now, but when this is all over, they're going the way of the dodo. Period. She squeezes her eyes shut, rubs the bridge of her nose between thumb and forefinger. Anyway, I guess you're here with more questions, right? Let's get them answered then. Any thoughts? You know what drives me crazy about Gobbet? She does shit like this all the time. She doesn't think about anything. About the risks she takes, the consequences of her actions, or how her behavior can hurt her friends. She just jumps headfirst into whatever crazy scheme she's got in her head, and damn everybody else. Maybe after all of this, she'll finally learn her lesson. I have to say, I didn't expect to get off the sinking ship without blowing it apart. My money was on setting fire to the whole contraption and letting it burn, but you really pulled all the stops. I can't believe we had to face down some kind of rat demon god thing, but we did. And there's a lesson in there somewhere, but I'll be damned if I know what it is. What about the walled city? Is there anything else that you can tell me about the Yama Kings? Yeah, I got another one for you if you want it. Can't say whether this is based on any kind of truth or not, but that's for you to decide. It was always popular when I was growing up, especially with the other kids my age. Let's see why we liked it in the end. Lay it on me. Okay, there's one was a boy named Gordon Yam, and how he saved his mother from a fate worse than death. As the story goes, Gordon was the cleverest boy in the walled city. He could steal whatever he liked without getting caught, could sneak into any room unseen, and could talk his way past any grown-up that might try to stop him. He had the picture, a real hero figure for the 9-year-old set. So one day, Gordon's mother fell ill. It was a bloody flux brought on by a curse, and it was going to kill her. She told Gordon that he should accept her death. The curse had come from a Yama King, and there was no medicine that could prevent it from claiming her. She begged him to run, to escape the walled city, and to use his cleverness to make a life for himself somewhere far away. Gordon loved his mother, and he refused to obey her request. Instead, he searched high and low for a way to save her life. For a long time, nothing came to him. Finally, he happened upon an old man who told him about a powerful Yamaking that could cure any ill for a price. Which Yamaking? One of the ones they told me about, or a different one? Different. He doesn't have a name. Or, he did, but because of what happened, speaking is taboo. The story's a little fuzzy on the details. We always just call him the Nameless King. So Gordon went out in search of the Nameless King. He made his way through Triad territory, past the Thrill Gangers and the Organ Leggers. You know the drill. Eventually, he made it to the inner walled city, where he found the Nameless King's court. The human servants of the Nameless King took Gordon to stand before the creature they worshipped, and Gordon proposed his deal. Nameless King, he said, I need your help. My mother is dying of an ill that only you can cure. That may be so, said the Nameless King, but what is it to me? What will you offer me if I spare her? If you will, sir, restore her to health, I will join your court in repayment. I, the cleverest boy in the world city, I will serve you loyally and well. The Nameless King was excited then, for he knew of Gordon's cleverness, and he coveted the little boy's soul. Gordon pulled a braid of his mother's hair from his pocket and held it out before the Nameless King. A lock of my mother's hair, O King. Cure of this flux, and I am yours to command as you please. The Nameless King worked his magic, and Gordon's mother was cured. So what happened then? Did Gordon join the Nameless King's court? No. When the Nameless King turned on Gordon, he laughed in the monster's face. I have tricked you, Nameless King, for my mother was the property of another of your kind. And in curing her, you have robbed a Yamaking of his dinner. The Nameless King raged and turned on Gordon, his razor blade fingers flexing wide. Before he could bring his arm down in a killing stroke, he was caught in the grasp with 1,000 hooks, claws, and fangs. The Yamakings, all of them. You have stolen from one of your own kind, brother, said the Yamakings. Her life is now yours to save. Gordon slipped away as the Yamakings descended on their brother. He did not watch as they tore the Nameless King apart and bathed in his steaming viscera. He made his way back home to his mother, who was cured. And that was the one time that a living boy outwitted a Yamaking. She stretches, cracking her back, clears her throat awkwardly. And that's the story. Like I said, you can see why we liked it. It's basically a fairy tale, and the little boy wins in the end. It's the only story about the Yamakings that contains even a shred of hope. What do you think it means? I don't know. Probably doesn't mean anything. It's just a story is all. You're the one who asked. Anyway, is there anything else that you want to know? Anything would be preferable to the walled city? Honestly, the walled city is a fascinating concept. And I'd be willing to bet that the Yamakings do actually exist in there. Stepping into Goblet's cabin, you find her crouching on the floor. She appears to be midway through a valiant struggle against an enormous pastry. Her cheeks bulge out like a chipmunk's, and wispy threads of pork floss hang from her crumb-speckled lips. She glances up at you, her eyes wide with alarm. Her jaw works to manage the enormous quantity of crispy dough in her mouth. But she doesn't seem to be making much headway. Bit off more than you can chew, huh? She struggles to move her jaw, but her mouth is stuffed too full for her to make much headway. She gestures feebly toward a pitcher of water on the ground near her feet. Tilts back the picture and sucks down its contents. As the water pours into her mouth, she's slowly able to work through the food stored in her cheeks. Finally, she lowers the water pitcher, coughing. Okay, yeah. Note to self, the pastry terrace on Prince Edward Road makes them dry. She takes another swig from the pitcher, grimacing. Moist green apple and jelly trotter, my ass. That thing was like a desert made of pig. I'd eat it. If you want, it's all yours. Drink lots of water, though. She tosses the remaining pastry to you as it sails through the air. The pork floss that clings to its outer flare flutters aggressively. You snatch the flying pork brick out of the air. It's surprisingly dense, but a heft roughly equivalent to that of a softball. Raise the pastry to your lips and take a bite. Seconds later, you can feel all of the moisture in your mouth evaporate. Gaba wasn't lying. This thing is dry. The flavor is surprisingly palatable, though. She blinks at you in astonishment. Huh. Can't believe you ate that. I'm impressed. If I ever get another of those again, I'm gonna let it sit in a bowl of condensed milk for at least half an hour before I try putting it in my mouth. That might help. I don't know, reconstitute it, I guess? I don't know, might work. Anyway, you probably want to talk about what happened on the raft, huh? I think that in your place, I would. Any thoughts? Yeah, of course I do. I mean, it was kind of a big deal, you know? Alright, said pretty much everything there is to be said, though, haven't we? I mean, it's not like we didn't go over this already. The important lessons about responsibility and all that. Let's talk about it. Yeah, we can do that. First off, I should thank you. You and Iz came to help me, even though I didn't ask you to. Or want you to. Actually, maybe I should be upset about that, but the important thing is that you did help me. I'm not gonna say that I couldn't have handled it without you. But it would have been really dicey. Really dicey. You would have been fine. Me and Iz, we just made it a little bit easier for you. You managed a half-smile. Yeah, sure you did. Thanks. On the bright side, you overthrew Melvina and put the raft back in Cad's hands. That feels pretty great. And the shiny object is at the bottom of Hung Hom Bay, lodged in a bank of silt and crab shit. Pretty much where it belongs. I gotta admit, something is gnawing at me. Before you and Iz showed up, I was gonna sink the raft. I got halfway through arming the charges, and I was gonna send the whole ship down in flames. Everyone on it would have died. Pat and Yasmin, all of them. All because I made up my mind early and didn't want to change it. That makes me think. How many things before now have I done what seemed like the right thing? You know, follow my gut like I taught you without realizing that there was a better option. This whole introspection thing kind of sucks, I gotta say. Looks up at you scowling. It's much more comforting to just assume that all my past decisions were right. Sure it is. It's intellectually dishonest, but it is definitely comforting. She bites her lower lip. Yeah. You know, Seattle, you aren't helping my mood any. I'm kind of having a tough time over here. She begins to pace, not kicking piles of dirty clothes and blankets out of the way, thrusting her hands in her pocket. She fishes out Madison Folly and tosses them down onto her cot. I don't do this very often. Reflecting is for mirrors, not devastatingly attractive street shamans. I don't know how you handwringers deal with feeling this way. We acknowledge our mistakes and our near misses, and we own up to them. Okay, I've pretty much got that step covered. What next? What comes after this? After you've suffered through your embarrassment for a while, you try to learn something from it. Simple as. Huh. You're always boring, Seattle. And it's complicated. It comes with way too many bad feelings. Scales. But yeah, I get it. Probably been some value there. I'm never going to start second guessing everything that I do, though. That's just not me. Maybe you should start second guessing some things when new information presents itself. What a novel concept. Yeah, Seattle, I can do that. And I will learn from now on. Cross my heart. Anyway, things turned out the way that they did. I don't know what might have happened if we tried to do something different, but there's one thing that I can say for certain. Things are better in Hong Kong Bay than they were before we went to the sinking ship. It's been good out there. That's something. Didn't go out there to save Hung Hom, I went out there to help you. Mission accomplished then! And come to think of it, there are two things that I can say for certain. You want to hear the second? Tell me. I think that rat is happy that the shiny object is gone. He pauses for a moment, considering. That, or maybe that stupid egg did something to me. I don't know for certain. Either way, something is different. I can feel it in my gut. Where did that come from? From Rat, like I said, she literally gave it to me. Put it right in the palm of my hand. I had a vision. Like colorful lights, dancing rodents, the works. And when the world came back into focus, I was holding this magic marble. She tosses the stone into the air and catches it with her other hand. Neat, huh? I don't know how it works yet, but I'm sure that does something. I mean, it has to, right? Rat wouldn't just give me a normal rock. She's a trickster and all, but that would be mean. So mark my words, the next time we're in the field, something magical is going to happen. I mean, literally magical. It'll be a journey of discovery for both of us. Me too, and thank you, Seattle. I really, really mean that. You can fly by my side anytime. How are you adjusting to that gift that Rat, or the shiny object, or whatever is given to you? Expression brightens. It's good! I mean, probably not, like, morally good, but I think I can use it. What's it do? Well, it's kind of like a grenade. When I throw it, it goes boom. Now, here in the real world, but in the astral plane, it's pretty impressive. As for what it actually does, it scares the shit out of anyone who gets caught in the blast. Makes them act like idiots. They run around with their hands in the air, or forget about who's shooting at them and stand around with their fingers in their ears. And yeah. Sure, I guess. So, here's the thing. when I use this thing, what I think I'm doing is opening a bunch of temporary cracks in the astral plane. Just little ones, only wide enough for sounds to pass through. People in the blast radius can hear things on the other side. So let's say that I throw the sucker at someone, and it goes off. Boom! All of a sudden, that poor Slav can hear things that got into Malvina shrieking in his brain. Sounds unpleasant. Yeah, it's a bad time for them. All those voices at once yelling and babbling and cursing, doing the Rat King thing. It'd drive you nuts, right? That's basically what it does. It drives people mad, makes them work against their own self-interest. It's like a temporary insanity in pebble form. Huh. Okay. How many did Rat give you? That's the best part. After I use one of these and go to bed, I find another one in my hand the next morning. I tried it a couple times now, and it keeps happening. Toss, explode, nap, visions of dancing rats, and ta-da! New magic pebble. Using this feels right in a way that the shiny object never did. I think that's Rat's reward to me for taking Malvina down or something. I don't know exactly. Anyway, it should help us moving forward, and considering what we're headed up against next, I think that we can use all the help that we can get. Finally back on track. Got another lesson. No, Seattle. No more lessons. You don't need them. You're as much a runner as I am now. Might even be a thing or two that I can learn from you. Oh, that can wait, though. We got this whole situation with the walled city, and your foster dad, and gun show, and all that to take care of. It's kind of a mouthful, honestly. Lots of players involved. Tons of intrigue. Honestly, I'm enthralled by the whole thing. Can't wait to see how it turns out. Guess we'll just see how it turns out. You're damn right we will. Oh, and Seattle? Yeah. The pot on the hot plate. It's always full. I keep a soup going on the thing 24/7. If you ever want any, you're welcome. Just come on in. I'd love the company. I'll be here with bells on. Leave them off. The jingling might scare Folly. There was this terrible incident at a Christmas pageant once, and well, it gives you a sly smile. She bites. And now, Seattle, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna crash out for the night. Maybe sleep through tomorrow and get up when the sun goes down. That sounds nice right about now. Sleepers for the week, I'm gonna stay up drinking instead. Still smiling, she waves you off the back of her hand. Scurry along now, your former mentor needs a rest. There we go. Now to help out a different member of the team. Gaichu. The only one we haven't really helped is Roctor right now. But we can deal with that. We can deal with it later. I wonder what happens if we sleep. There's gotta be something, right? Let's actually see what happens if we sleep. I bet it's something horrifying. You wake with a start, your limbs bound up in a sweaty tangle of linen bed sheets, an incredible sorrow swells in your chest. You feel empty, half-starved and alone. Fragmentary memories of a half-remembered dream flit through your mind, already fading away into nothing. Close your eyes and concentrate, willing yourself to keep the dream from slipping away. Gradually, the memory comes back to you. The walled city. You're back in the walled city. I don't remember how you got there, but it couldn't have been any place else. Even the barons weren't so squalid. You remember craning your neck to look up above you. The buildings that made up this part of the walled city were new construction, even cheaper than the old. Now their foundations had rotted out from under them, and the buildings leaned into one another like a gang of drunken men. Wearing a plastering of asbestos sprinkled down, dusting your shoulders. You began to creep forward, picking your way past the piles of refuse and debris, past the pimps and the dumpster fires, the broken glass and the dirty needles. They reeked of rotten sewage and industrial waste, a disgusting melange that caught in your sinuses and crawled down your throat. You gagged on the stink, but it didn't slow you down. In the back of your mind, you knew that you had no reason to be doing this. There was nothing for you in the walled city. You shouldn't have been there. But the rest of you was hungry. Unbearably, indescribably hungry. And that part of you knew that if you kept moving, you'd finally get to eat. As you forced your way deeper into the walled city, locals stood at their windows and stared. Inexplicably, some of them dropped to their knees and you kept moving. You could see something in the distance. Silhouette. Something enormous, at least twice the size of a troll. But delicate. It was beautiful. The huge figure beckoned you, gesturing with slender limb. An explosion of warmth filled your chest, and you knew that if only you could reach it, your problems would be over. It's... she. would make all your sorrows disappear. You moved forward at a crawl, but the figure felt impossibly far away. You reached out, calling to her, and then you woke up. The empty feeling in your stomach slowly fades, taking the strength and vibrance of the memories along with it. That is a little horrifying. Right, drone switch. Forgot about that. We need to switch out our drone to something a little more tough. The Guardian MK2 Auto. We should probably also get some new clothes. You know, some new drip to protect us with. Reliable Matthew, my favorite drone seller. We're gonna get a little bit of a deal, you see. I do want to try shamaning up a bit. Not quite as good as Gobbit, but something. Reliable Matthew sounds quietly. Cheap wetsuit. Okay. Hey, beautiful. Good to see you. Let's set you up, shall we? Let's see what we got here. Huh. We had the Sundowner. There's the Wolfhound. We got a real powerful weapon. We just need to find some proper equipment now. Frickin' Strangler Bow. Maybe we can find some nice clothing. Wampo and Puppet. A human figure stands in the Lost Technology Palace. Obscured by a smooth mirror mask. Probably male, but it's not certain. The figure wears a Wampoan badge on its cheap raincoat. I am the temporary merchant representative until a permanent replacement is assigned. How may I assist you? Where is law? I do not know of a maximum law. My job is not to not know anything. How may I assist you? Who are you? I am an indentured servant to Wampoa. I incurred debts and I am discharging them. I incur my debts installing cyberware. My debts are being paid by my cyberware. My personality is suppressed by a no-stop so that I may serve Wampoa according to a precise algorithm. How may I assist you? You sound like a zombie. My excerpt system does not recognize the word zombie. How may I assist you? Show me your face. My face is not important. I do not have a face until my debts are discharged. How may I assist you? Well, that's a little screwed, isn't it? That is some high-tech gear, though. What can we grab? Killer. What do we need? Degrade. What about ESPs? Assassin ESP would be great. Attackers. Shield. Exploder. I'm thinking an assassin ESP would be useful. Not two of them, but one of them. Decrypt, boost, degrade, erosion. Killer would also be really handy. And medic 3. No suppression, though. They have suppression too? No. No, they don't. Excuse me. No, they don't. I'm authorized to sell these items. No reason to hold on to some of the lower tier stuff. There we go. Now we just need to find some clothing, maybe. Although having a little bit of Nuian on hand also helps quite a bit. If I remember correctly, the fisticuffs guy up here was the clothing vendor. Hopefully he can provide us with something. Hopefully. Welcome back. Harry's Monosword. Dear God. A Centurion Laser Axe has 2 welding lasers focused along the cutting edge. Jesus Christ. Chinese War Sword, Distant Storms Foretold, Ardent Phoenix. Outfits. Nothing useful. Yeah, okay, we can't really use that. We don't have the money to really afford a solid set of equipment. What the hell? What the hell is Club 88? Henry Cafe? Cafe? There's only one way to describe the troll haunting the back of Club 88. Weathered. Is this the man has been carved from granite and then battered by the crash of waves and salty winds over the course of decades. Welcome to Club 88. No killing, no fighting, no sex trade. I can respect that. Henry Cafe. I suppose I own this place. If you're looking for guns, speak to my wife. If you're looking for farmers, speak to my son Callum. If you're looking for trouble, you'll be seeing my son Frederick. Briefly. What do I speak to you about? Nothing. Steer the ship. What ship? There's always a ship. I'll leave you be. Alright, so Callum is the drug dealer. Guns will be back here. Hello there. Those look really high deer. And the older troll woman has a striking Amazonian quality. When she was younger, she must have really turned heads. Can I help you? I'm usually beyond helping. What can you offer? Guns! Or a swift kick out the door if you mess with me or mine. This is my family's place. Me, my husband, and my other our two boys. Now, do you have business with me? I have no time for window shoppers. Arms from all over the world, from Ares to Walter and everything in between. You in the market? Not bad, not bad. Solid equipment. Ares operative gear. That looks pretty fancy. I would love some proper gear. Cargo carrier. Now that is some tough equipment. Come back anytime. Anything else you need? Can you tell me about Hiyoi? There's only one thing you need to know. The corporations do not rule Hiyoi. We're under kindly Cheng's umbrella, and our Yellow Lotus soldiers protect the docks and maintain the peace. But we're not tribe members, and they don't own us. Hiyoi is a crossroads, where goods change hands and deals are made. Kindly makes the market, but we, the families, make it happen. Hermione speaks with the pride of a woman who bows politely to great powers, but never prostrates herself before them. Families, we built this place when it was left to rot. Strong families like mine. And we protect our own. Outsiders and corps know that tangling with Hiyoi is more trouble than we are worth. Their tribes know it is better to work with us than against us, and now you know these things as well. You would do well to remind them. Or remember them, sorry. How are you looking to buy? Thank you, Ermine. You are a godsend. Some proper defensive equipment will help out immensely. Now we look properly suited and booted, you know? Let's help out Gaichu with his little red samurai problem. Renraku Warehouse in Tolo Harbor. Ambush Gaichu's old red samurai unit. Gaichu, obviously. Duncan, yes. Gobbet, hell yes. Why would I not take Gobbet? She's got an insanity grenade. Why would I want an insanity grenade? I'm just saying. The Tolo Harbor Industrial Complex is a sprawling maze of warehouses, auto fabrication facilities, shipping container mazes, and corporate power. If something corporate-owned is shipped through Hong Kong, it invariably moves through these streets. The Naraku shipping facility lies far enough away from the heart of Tolo Harbor that you won't have to worry about corporate security other than the on-site guards. And Naraku's extraterritoriality means that any fighting won't risk backup from rent-a-cops. Can we actually summon it? No, yeah, we can't. Fair enough. We give Gobbet. Yeah, we can give her Wild Aim. Alright, there we go. That'll help out immensely. Wild Aim should help out quite a bit. It'll give multiple people a boost. Maybe not as much as like a focused one. As you exit the MTR and step into the Tolo harbor streets, you're blessedly spared from rain. An ebb in the constant monsoon combined with the sweltering heat has left the concrete in your body blessedly free from moisture. Gaichu casts a glance at you and he nods in satisfaction. This is the facility. Past that fence is the warehouse and test laboratories. Ishida and his team should arrive mere minutes after we breach their defenses. It's good to me. What kind of initial opposition will we face? Well, the Red Samurai provide a good backup team. There are too few of them to mount a standing guard. This means that we will be facing standard Renraku security forces. While they are not as potent as better-equipped security, Knight Errant for instance, they are still skilled combatants. Goblet grins wildly, tossing her ropes of hair over one shoulder. Right! I love dealing with corporate security. They're like a steak. You're never surprised by what you get, but you're never disappointed either. This is sounding just fine, Nibbles. Inclining his head respectfully, Gaichu matches Goblet's grin with a small one of his own. I'm glad it meets with your approval, Gobbet. I would hate to think you were bored. Well, we don't have to worry too much about this. Standard smash and grab. Hostiles spotted. Let's enter combat stance just to have something. And activate our drone so we have it. Gobbet can stand behind this post. And Duncan... Oh, Duncan can go over here. He'll be fine. Gaichu! Heaven stance. For how many rounds? 2 rounds? Regenerate. There we go. Fire. What do you got? Full auto fire. Target lock shot. Eh, not bad. There we go. That'll do some damage. Yeah, survive this, mage. That'll do some serious damage. And now you go right into it. Give him a nice bite. Get some meat in you. Okay, I guess not. Tragic, but it was an attempt. Enforcer's marked and ready to get bodied. Some poison fog will help deal with this guy. Aimed fire. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Full auto. Dump into him. Hopefully we can obliterate this guy's brain. Eh, not quite, but we did some damage. Okay, this is some pretty good music. I like this one. They did well on this soundtrack, I gotta admit. Eh, nice miss. Let's see what we can do out of these nerds, shall we? That's some nice armor, or not armor, cover you got there. It's a real shame it's not gonna save you. Mark this guy because he's... Did I just go to punch him? I went to punch him. Huh. Sorry, HMHVV, that's what the disease was called. I forgot that's what it was called. You go forth and beat this guy up. Crit 30 damage. Frickin' bisected is what he got. There we go. Let's see about nailing this captain. Big whiff. That's fine. Full auto will make sure we hit. Alright, Gobbet. All you really have to do is go for the hit. If you do enough damage. Gaichu, you need to eat. You need to, you know, make sure that you got your food supply up and running. There we go. We need to make sure he's not hungry, you know? And to that end, he can eat some bodies. Hey, a duck trauma! That'll come in really handy. Let's see what we got here. Hack the camera feed. Pipe the camera feed to your PDA. Your comm-like screen springs to life, and you are suddenly viewing what must be the interior of the facility. 2 Renraku security officers are clustered around a wall panel that appears to be malfunctioning. This thing's been giving me trouble all week. The gas pressure control circuit's running 55 amps, running at 100,000 volts. Anytime there's a glitch in the system, it shorts out. I don't know what to tell you. I ain't a mechanic. Gas pressure, 55 amps. 100,000 volts. What the frickin' hell are they controlling? That is not control circuit, voltage. What the okay. I mean... Also, you don't run that much power through control circuit. Control voltage is like... maybe 100 volts and like 5 amps tops. It's nothing. What the frickin' hell are you talking about, Renraku Guard 1? Yeah, sure, okay, buddy. Sure. The thing that's controlling the circuitry is... the control circuitry is absolutely running 55 amps and 100,000 volts. Overload. The panel explodes in a shower of pressurized gas and sparks, searing armor and burning exposed flesh. What the hell? There we go. There's no way in frickin' hell that would work. Nah. Nah. Plug in. Pop open. Hello! Nice to see ya. Marked. Duncan, you're in. Go get him. Pop his brain like a spoiled watermelon. You bite this guard. Nom. Excellent. Ooh, and he's pretty badly injured too. Well, thanks for the lurk, Inbound Whisper. I hope you have a wonderful time just hanging out with us. We're gonna chop down some fools to size, you know? But yeah, there's no frickin' way that would work. No way in hell. There we go. Solid damage. Drone, do your thing. Target lock. There we go. And the last guy's gonna get shot too. Oh, we're already in a pretty solid position, so we should be fine. Frickin' Renraku! Oh, there's some pretty good dragon lines up there. Could come in incredibly handy. We do have a phosphor grenade, so we can make use of that later on. You go deal with the captain. Are you eating people? I'm not eating people. Gaichu is eating people. He has to, okay? Oh, he is just a sitting duck. That is not gonna live long. Yeah, down. Gobbit, do you mind channeling some haste into our boy here? To give reference, Gaichu is what is referred to as a ghoul. Ghouls are... well, they were human at one point, but they're not anymore. Essentially, they got infected with something called the HMHVV virus, the human, metahuman, something virus. I don't remember what the last two parts were. But essentially what it does is... the HMHVV virus can kill you. But more likely than not, it's going to cause you to slowly start to go a little mad. In addition to this, not only are you going a little, you know, insane in the membrane, but you're also slowly changing. So for example, ghouls start to get really malformed and gross looking. They start to get kind of rotten and start to look the part, hence why they're called ghouls. But in addition to that, they can no longer eat regular food. No longer eat regular food, period. They have to eat at least 10% of their body mass every week or so of metahuman flesh. Elves, dwarves, orcs, that sort of thing. So there's not really an option there. Renraku Navi OS 6.1.4. Connecting you with your dreams. Enter input. Most ghouls go insane and just kind of go wild. They don't shower or brush their teeth, so they tend to smell the part as well. Gaichu runs his fingers over the terminal for a few seconds. This is the control panel for the quarantine room beyond it. Standard design across most Renraku facilities. Parazoologists use it to study the responses of paranormal animals to external stimuli. Yeah, Gaichu kind of looks the part, doesn't he? A little grody. But he's kept his sanity. Anyways, must lurk. Enjoy your lurk inbound. Feel free to ask any more questions if you have them. Gobbet scowls deeply, looking into the quarantine room. What kind of stimulus are we talking about here? The animals are exposed to high voltage current, open flame, toxic gases, etc. The primary purpose of these experiments is to identify the best specimens and reserve them for breeding. Those that are sufficient stock survive. The rest do not. Such survivors make excellent guard animals once cybernetically controlled. That is horrifying, honestly. But what we can do is we can vent our drone. Send him in. Go forth, my pet. Go forth, my minion. Your duty has been established. Let's see what's in through here. Nothing. Really? Nothing? Oh, I see. That door's locked, but we can't tap into it without having the drone do the work for us. The beauty of drones. Able to sneak into places you wouldn't otherwise be able to access. Thank you, drone. You are a godsend. Gobbet, you don't have one. Okay. There we go. Thank you, Gobbet. What's this? A shamanic salve. Well, okay. Gaichu can hold on to that one. Shamanic cells are like, scared scientist. Are like medkits, but they're not quite the same. Hello there! As you barge into the office, the lone scientist within leaps back to cower against the desk he was working at. Don't hurt me, please! A split second later, the scientist stands upright. An expression of profound shock spreads across his face. He takes an involuntary half-step toward Gaichu. Wait. It's you! Saru! The man's amazement is apparent in his voice, which barely rises above a whisper. Renraku management said you were dead, but I knew they were lying. But I didn't expect that you would be the one to answer my request. This is a good omen, my friend. Gaichu, in turn, seems just as surprised as the Renraku employee. Indeed, you were lied to. The shame the Red Samurai suffered due to their inability to kill me is undoubtedly something they wish to hide. I'm glad to see that you are well, but I am no longer Saru. That codename is long gone. Now, I am Gaichu. You know this man, Gaichu? Yes. His name is Tanjiro Sasaki. Senior researcher. He served Renraku for more than a decade. Gaichu smiles faintly, waving a hand towards Tanjiro. You recall how I said I guard similar facilities? Usually in service of protecting Tanjiro's projects. Tanjiro is slowly relaxing, although the tremors in his hands indicate that adrenaline is still thick in his blood. It's true, and believe me, I can help you with what you're here for. We're here to hunt Red Samurai. You have any experience doing that? No. But that doesn't mean I can't help you do it. Your fixer got the job because I've arranged this. Why do you think it was so easy to get here? I want out of Renraku, and this was the only way that I could devise that was foolproof enough. The second part of the contract is helping me fake my death. If a group of heavily armed Shadowrunners break in here, it's completely believable that I'll be killed in the process. Words are hard. As of right now, I've suppressed the alarms. I can undo that. Once I've reached a safe distance, I will. The samurai will arrive just a moment too late to save the research and me. Threaten Tanjiro. Why? We've already helped you. What can you do for us? The Red Samurai team will rush to this building as soon as their alarms are released. I'll give you the code I wrote into my Overwatch program. Just use it on one of the security mainframes when you're ready, and you'll have time to set up any ambush like you would. Holding his chin in one hand, Gaichu's eyes narrow. I can't help but thinking in my head that he kind of, like, mind's eye, Gaichu kind of looks like he's doing the frickin' Sam pose. You know, the one that gets posted everywhere with the Only Thing I Know for Real soundtrack? He kind of reminds me of that in my mind's eye. Just, you know, mental image. Holding his chin in one hand, Gaichu's eyes narrow. Typically, we would send the main force in through the front, leaving one team member aside to flank the opposition. It'd be advantageous for us to isolate one of them and pick them off before the main force engages us. Tanjiro snaps his fingers suddenly, looking at Gaichu. You can use the quarantine room. It can be programmed to destroy contaminants, or apply lethal amounts of electricity. Regardless of what you pick, you should certainly kill anyone attempting to pass through it. Yes, that could work. If we were to make the quarantine room look like the point of ingress, they would send at least one of the team there, while the main squad utilized standard routes, namely entering through the front door. We should let Tanjiro go. He's given us more than enough to accomplish this task at hand, and he is a friend of sorts. I'd be sorry if any harm came to him. Get out of here, Tanjiro. Tanjiro bows low. Thank you. You have no idea what it's been like living under Renraku's thumb. You're giving me the chance to start again, hopefully with a better life. Yeah, this guy got inducted really early on, I'm sure. He turns to face Gaichu, smiling faintly. And you! Because of you that I found the strength to leave Renraku. That they couldn't find or kill you was a sign that I could escape as well. I admired your tenacity, your drive. Thank you, Tanjiro. That means more to me than I think you know. He points towards the door. Go. They'll be coming for us soon enough. I want you to be well out of here when they arrive. Nodding, Tanjiro bolts toward the door. See ya, Tanji. Prototype drone. It's mine now. Can we keep it? I want to keep it. Outfitted in some real cool cybernetics, and you got a real fun one. Oh, wait, no. We want to check out that quarantine room first. Quarantine terminal. If we bait the quarantine room, one of the team members will move through it to flank us. Since Tanjiro's program gave us access to their comm channels, we can choose to draw them in. Others will enter through the front door. I can bait the quarantine room to draw in one of the samurai. They'll split up, but they won't deviate from the standard protocol very much. The remaining three will remain together. We have three choices. We can bring in Sasaki and eliminate their magical support. You could draw in Takagawa to cut down on long-range sniper fire. We can draw in whoever the heavy gunner replacement is. You can only draw in once, though. The leader, the captain. No. I need to face Ishida myself. This is a reckoning that has been years in coming. Besides, the commander will never separate from the majority of the squad unless there's no other choice. Quarantine room is ready. So they'll probably be coming in from this path? That was the front door we used. Signal alarms, terminal. Let's see what we got here. Blaster, erosion, a little bit of crypt, suppression. And then we'll pick up our ESPs as well. We are kitted to start infiltrating as fast as possible. That's... oh, Renraku, you disappoint me. These Watcher setups are horrible. Come on, Renraku. Tisk tisk. Embarrassing. What would they know if... what would they say if they knew you were doing this? I mean, really. It's just a shame. It is a maze, though. I'll give him that. It is labyrinthine. Go for it. I don't know where this goes, but it could be useful. Deliver barrels to basement. I don't know what the hell this does. Could be useful, though. Yeah, that's what I thought. The hell does deliver barrels to basement mean? Such a disappointment. I've seen stronger setups in frickin' streetlights. And I'm not even kidding, I did. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's cute. Let's delete this thing. Delete it before it can do any damage to us. It hasn't already done. There we go. Let's see. So we need to go this way. Go before they get there. And then hide here. Yeah, Watcher IPs. They suck. Yee. Blast it. 100 IP damage. 74% isn't great. Execute Assassin ISP. And that will allow us to deliver a killing blow to it pretty quickly. Assassinate. And destroy. Almost got it. Damn it. And we got caught again. Alright, we've been caught. That's unfortunate, but such is life. So if we were to erode... Actually, why even fight? We can just leave. I guess, that ain't good. Hello, fellow programs. Beep boop. Yes. Beep boop. Hello. Nice to see you. Ow. We might get shunted. Yeah, dump shock. I'm not letting them beat us, though. We are getting in there, and that's all there is to it. No point in having frickin' suppression on. Knows we're here. At least it makes it look like it's a more, novice hack job, I guess. Could be worse. Could be way worse. Hopefully we can get through here pretty easy. Oh, hello there! Lovely to see you. That does how much? 125? That's some pretty solid damage, I gotta admit. Missed with Killer. Blaster will definitely do some serious damage to these guys. And there we go, more damage. Assassinate. This one. Or not, I guess. Cool. Yeah, this is fine. Wow, they missed that many attacks? That's honestly kind of impressive. Erode. And, let's break this one. Or not. That's cool, too. The more damage you can do to them, the less chance they have to really cause problems for us. Ow. 16 host damage. Oof. That's brutal. Hell no, we're not taking this black melee, I see. I need to restore myself a little bit. Back out. This ESP is not good at shooting, is it? It's a little extra damage, but I mean, it's not a lot. Ooh, we blast them? I'd like to get rid of this one for... Yeah, there we go. Jesus Christ. Jack out so we can refresh your IP. Wounded, huh? Hey, Gobbit. Can you heal me real quick? Can be used outside combat. I guess not. Ah, well, we got rid of that problem. We just need to get back into there and deal with it. I was unaware that those black melees could actually do some physical damage outside of the deck. Host HP is only 14. Jesus Christ. That thing did way more damage than I was expecting. We're gonna have to rely on Gobbit to restore us, you know? Once we actually get into combat. Although I'm pretty sure she can do it, it's still gonna take a little bit of work. This place has been cleared. Many protocols. Right, you. Execute our ESPs. And that'll give us way more actions. Alright, deal with it. Okay. Assassinate it. There we go. Ah, great chance, but a good one. There we go. I have no idea what the hell we're gonna do with that, but, I mean, we got elevator control now. Ship barrels down, huh? What's this about? To basement. Huh. Oh, that's what it is. Gaichu must survive, go figure. Summoning spot. Signal alarms. Medical supplies. This will be an excellent spot to do combat in. Gaichu will be fine. Alright, here we go. The terminal glows blankly, awaiting your command to unsuppress the alarm system and tap into the red samurai communications channel. Gaichu licks his lip in anticipation. Now they will learn what it is to face me in true combat. No more running, no more hiding. Tonight we end this for good. This is a really good spot, honestly. I really like it. Gobbit, you get into the ley line and heal. Thank you. Oh god. That is a massive boost. Take up a defensive posture. I need you to go here. Activate our drone so that we have it. I'm not sure what the hell the drone is doing all the way back there, but hey, whatever. Ooh, it's got an advanced self-repair protocol, eh? Gaichu! You are obviously going to be near the front. Honorable combat! And all that. Apply a shamanic salve just to heal. Here they come. Got him. Here they are. Oh, they are clustering hard. Excellent. This can only end horribly for them. Gobbit! You know what to do. Summon a friend. Tempest! Ace Gaichu so that he can go faster. He's got the go fasts, you know. And, you deal with Sasaki. There we go. Slows her down so she can't do as much. That's some damage. And a nice headshot to put her down. Gobbit. Take your shot. That'll do nicely. Crunchy! I need you to mark a nerd. Takagawa. And I'll prevent him from being too lethal. Dump your mag into Takagawa. Do as much damage as he can. I don't want him causing any troubles for us. Gaichu, you wanted Ishida, you're gonna get Ishida. I do like this music, I gotta admit. It's pretty solid. There we go, we got our hit. And now he has the HMHBV virus. Excellent. That's nice, buddy. Tempest! Go forth. Destroy. Ball lightning. There we go. And now you can go deal with Ishida without any worry. There we go. Confronted. Ishida lies on the cold tile, gasping for breath. His armor is rent and tattered, but his eyes still burn with rage. He spits at Gaichu as you approach. Gaichu, honorless cur! I regret the day I ever began teaching you. You're truly depraved to kill your own brothers rather than submit to what is right. Gaichu, yes, that is my name. As everything in my old life has been taken from me. Gaichu lifts the tip of his sword, placing it squarely on Ishida's chest. What is honor if it is built on a lie? What is duty if the dogma behind it is corrupt? Narrowing his eyes, the red samurai presses his chest upwards into the blade so that it begins to gouge his armor. What do you know of vermin? Every red samurai who has become subhuman has taken their life. Everyone but you. You're a disgrace to the order, and a disgrace to your people. Big words coming from a fascist. Gaichu bares his teeth in a wicked grin. For years, we were taught that to be pure was to be powerful, that metahumans, the infected and the deformed, were to be scorned for their weakness. Yet here I stand. And there you lie. Broken. You think a victory over Sasaki, Takagawa, and me makes you superior? Ha! Ishida's mouth twists into a cruel, sorrowful smile. You'll spend the rest of your useless days cowering in the darkness, eating the flesh of your betters. You're no better than an animal, skilled though you may be. Snarling in fury, Gaichu hurls his katana to the floor. He reaches out to grab Ishida by his collar, yanking him up so that their faces are only an inch apart. You said this red samurai were the best, the strongest, the most capable. Those who were non-human were unworthy of consideration. You told me that I would be better for having joined you. But it's a lie. I was infected, and I became better than I was. Your own blindness allowed me to escape, blind to my skill and blind to the power of the impure. Gaichu lifts one hand. Claws glittering in the pale warehouse light, his fingers splay out like an array of knives. I was not superior because I was Red Samurai. I was Red Samurai because I was superior. I chose my own fate. I make my own destiny. The ghoul draws his hand back, jagged shark's teeth bared as he presses down to Ishida's ear. I will show you the strength of my disease, Ishida. I will make you like me, and you will be cast out, just as I was. I was survived and remained intelligent because I have the will to do so. Can you say as much? Reap what you sow, Ishida. Ishida's head falls back as he laughs, but the laughter turns to bloody coughing. You think I'll let you infect me, monster? I'll do what you are too weak to. I'll take my own life, like the 47 Ronin of old. Such a foolish boy. Foolish? You underestimate me, old man. Gaichu drops Ishida, his head bouncing off the tiled floor with a sharp crack. After I cripple your arms, you'll have no means to kill yourself. The disease will burn through you like a fire, consuming every inch of your humanity. At this, Ishida stiffens. His eyes go cold with resolution. Then we shall see, Gaichu. And if you are wrong, I shall meet you again in my next life, and try to teach you to do better. Do what you will, this is between the two of you. Gaichu nods to you, turning back to Ishida. I will show you your own inner weakness. The sounds that follow are viscerally, intensely horrifying. It's fine though, cause he's a fascist, so screw him. The crunch of bone mates with the sound of wet flesh tearing under the pressure of jagged ghoul teeth. As a high counterpoint comes Ishida's scream of horror and pain. And undoubtedly, some measure of the terror of what Gaichu is doing to him. Eventually, Ishida passes out. Gaichu rises, wiping the copious amounts of blood from his mouth with the back of his hand. It is accomplished. He is unconscious, but he will let you live. Let us be done with this. Can I still talk with him? Tactful placement. Guess not. We kicked his ass. That's what matters. Poor dude. He's been disabled. At least for now. He won't be fighting us right now. Turn to Hioi. Well, that's been done. Gaichu has been honored. So there's that. Beans. The sun's rays paint Hong Kong's mountains in a palette of orange and gold as they speed up by outside the train. With a final flash, the sun dips below the horizon, foretelling the inevitable ascent into night. Gaichu is silent as you walk back to the MTR station. His body remains as tense as the cables on a suspension bridge, but his expression is triumphant. Ishida has been punished. All that awaits him is a slow descent into hunger and possibly madness. Karma gained! Optional, get some rest. Question is, if seeing that will override the nightmares from the walled city of Kowloon. You know, why not? We'll do it. The dove is a peaceful messenger of a mediator. Bull, generous to those it cares for and hostile to those who harm them. Oh damn. Quick question, so if you were sold on black market and bought you, how would they send you to you? What? I'm not sure what the hell the question is. Huh. These are some cool spirits. Wonder what they all do. Plus 15 HP total for the shaman. Hypnotizes her prey, closing in for the kill. Raccoon. Grants a movement bonus of plus 2 tiles to all allies within 3 tiles of the shaman. Eagle. I wonder if these are actually like traditional Salish, Salish design. Or raccoon. They look very Salish, but I don't know if various tribes have different views on how to do that sort of thing. Coyote. All allies within 3 tiles quickness plus 1. Secretive and sly, very hard to trap. Dodge plus 1. The power of the bear heals all allies within 3 tiles of the damage from the most recent attack. Dear God. Scorpion grants all allies within 3 tiles plus 4 damage. I think Bear is probably our best bet. Healing is super useful. Although it's only for people nearby us. You're sold on black market by an anonymous and bought yourself. How would they send you to? I still don't understand the question. Like, is it a clone or is it a synthetic version that's been had my brain implanted into it? I need some like details, you know. Fucking, I don't know. Depends on the situation too, right? Well, if it's a synthetic, and assuming they were allowed to sell that sort of thing, I assume it would just be in like a box, wouldn't it? Probably. I don't freaking know. It's a question that I can't really, figure out the answer to. Bear. Free healing is always good. Like a kidnapping. That's a bit different. I have no idea how the hell that would work. I don't know enough about the underground to really work with that. Sorry. Do we still have the prototype? I don't think we still have the prototype. But hey, we can get some money for this. We'll talk to the people, and next time we'll go... Well, assuming we don't have time, we'll go check out the Dreamland. I have no idea what the hell Dreamland is, but... we can work with this. Sell the experimental Renraku. Send a quick email to Kylie Chang, informing her of the drone you recovered from Renraku. A few months later, a message pops on the screen. Brave of you to do side work without telling me. Or stupid. Take your pick. Luckily, Auntie Chang knows plenty of buyers for your new toy. I'll send a finder's fee over to you right away. Post-pay data. We got some product launch schedules, so we can sell that for a decent amount of money. It's not a lot of money, but it is Nuyen, you know? Let's talk with Gaichu first. He's the one we did the mission for. Hello, Raptor. Again, the shop is quiet. No hammering of metal, no whine of heavy machinery, nothing but the sound of your own footsteps in the low electrical hum of Raptor's works terminal. The monitor above the work desk is alive with vibrant imagery. Graphs, technical readouts, and reference images fill the screen. We'll talk with Raptor first. He looks up at you, his face bathed in the blue light of the display. Ah, hello again, my friend. Back for more answers? I can take the time to talk if you can. Yes, my friend, I suppose there are more questions. Go on then, ask your questions, and let's see where your inquiries take us. Last time we spoke, you told me that essence loss didn't hurt you. I want to know why. Yes, I did tell you that. And I do owe you an explanation. He turns his head slightly, peers at you through the corner of his eye. Tell me, friend, what do you know about essence loss and its effect on the metahuman psyche? Losing essence kills a part of you. The more cyber you get, the more detached you become. He nods. Yes, that's right. And this detachment can be deeply traumatic for the sufferer. The literature is full of such cases. He levels his gaze, focuses on your face. There's a smile on his face, but his eyes are devoid of warmth. Now, what would you say if I told you that after my accident and subsequent cyber surgery, I felt no different at all? That even in the beginning, I was completely unchanged. I'd ask if you knew why. I do, in fact. Would you like to know? That's why I asked. I was born with what society has deemed a psychological effect. Out of fear of social repercussions, I spent most of my life hiding it. I will hide it even now. Lessons of my childhood were not wasted on me, and I know the value of reputation. But since the accident, I have come to recognize this quirk for what it really is, a selective advantage. Don't leave me in suspense. Tell me what you're talking about. Yes, of course. I was diagnosed as a primary psychopath at the age of 8. There we go. I guess that would sort of do that sort of thing, wouldn't it? Koshai scuttles forward, brushing up against Raptor's leg, metal on metal, separated by a thin layer of cloth. The drone's many eyes focus on you, irising wide open and baiting you in a dull red glare. Well, diagnosed isn't the correct word, but there is no formal diagnosis of psychopath in the DSM, but all the markers were there. I displayed a complete lack of empathy on the Davis interpersonal reactivity index, and I scored a perfect 40 on the PSCLR. A blood test showed that I had inherited a damaged gene that has been linked with aggressive behavior, and the activity level in my ventromedial prefrontal cortex is vanishingly low. Like autism, psychopathy is a spectrum, not a singular disorder. He dips his head smiling, but I am definitely on that spectrum. The muscles around my rib are like adjusting to the replacement in a weird way. Is it like that weird twitching feeling where the muscle kind of spasms a bit without you noticing? Or without you, not noticing, without you telling them to. There we go. So where are you on that spectrum, Rector? Before I turned to the shadows, I considered myself a pro-social psychopath. That is to say, I had the markers of psychopathy, and I expressed some of the expected behaviors, but I never killed anyone. At least not until it became a job requirement. Now I'm not so sure. I'll admit that there is a certain thrill to our profession that is quite liberating. Being paid to hunt and kill other men. But I only indulge in these appetites when I'm on the job, and never bring my work home with me. I'm sure that this all comes... Yeah, muscle spasms. Yeah, those are always funky, aren't they? Hopefully they pass soon enough. But I tell you, my condition is actually an advantage, one that protected me from the mental trauma of my accident and subsequent reconstruction. The psychological blow of essence loss can be devastating. This mental trauma is ultimately responsible for much of the damage and self-destructive behavior suffered by those who ride the rage's edge. Of course, there is a physical limit to how far the metahuman body can be pushed, but a normal person will reach his mental breaking point far in advance of this. The loss of self, the loss of capacity, is too painful to bear. But you didn't hit that breaking point. No, I did not. Indeed, I am quite certain that my breaking point doesn't exist. What does it matter to me if my capacity for empathy and conscience is stripped away? I never possessed either of those qualities in the first place. Also, I'm a pretty fit guy. I don't know if it will, like, constrict the replacement. But the idea behind a rib replacement is basically just a firm thing to act as a replacement for the rib, right? Ribs aren't that complicated. They're basically just bones, and that's it. And bones are really simple. At least, for the most part. You couldn't replace all your bones, but a few bones here and there, that's fine. All this time, you've been calling me my friend. Does that word even mean anything to you? Hey, you said that your mental condition protected you from the trauma of essence loss. Got any proof of that? Of course it does. The word has always carried a cerebral meaning. I can understand the concept of friendship and what it means to others. I know how important that feeling is, even if I can't experience it myself. People with my condition, that advantage, are not incapable of bonding with others. The only difference is that we do so on a cerebral level, rather than an emotional one. I enjoy our association, and I recognize the advantage in our being allies. I like talking to you. What better reason for us to be friends? Can I prove this? I myself, my own experience. Nearly all of my essence was stripped away in a single stroke, and I didn't even notice. What more do you need? That was your experience, don't take you at your word. I knew you'd be wise to. I speak the truth. My hypothesis makes good sense, my friend. I never possessed the sense of humanity that others hold so dear. If having it stripped away is traumatic, then it stands to reason that I would be protected from that trauma. You have a sample size of 1 reactor. Yes, that is true. Still, I'm certain that time will prove me right. More certain of it than I will have ever been of anything. Well, it's a matter of faith, I suppose. I dislike the term, but it still applies. That's the way you want to play this. Fine. But don't expect me to buy into your belief system if it isn't based on facts. A fair point, and a fair criticism. In time, I will endeavor to show you the proof of my beliefs. Until then, think of me as you would any other member of the team. Goblet as a rat, I have this. It is mine, and you cannot take it from me. This is a lot to process, Rector. Yes, I'm certain it is. But for what it's worth, I think that you're handling the information rather well. In the past, there are others who are more rigid in their thinking. When I revealed myself to them, they reacted badly. I'm quite pleased that you haven't done the same. I mean, the person with all rib replacement. I'm a bit of a cyborg myself. Indeed. Born the way you are. That's true, then it isn't your fault. No, I don't judge my eyes on what they are, it's what they do. A person after my own heart. I wish that others were so open-minded. I'm not a broken thing to be fixed. I'm exactly what I was meant to be. I don't know how rare it is to find others who accept me as such. For now, if you don't mind, I would like you to leave. There is work to be done. Catch up after another run. Be well. And now for Gaichu. Person with all rib replacement. I've heard of weirder. Gotta admit. The only downside to replacing your ribs is that it tends to cut down on your red blood cell count. Because bones have the marrow, which allows you to produce red blood cells in such vast quantities. A little bit, no problem. You can replace a rib, you can replace a femur. But, you know, enough of it and you're going to have problems. The dim cabin's air is thick with the pungency of incense. Small, rudely constructed altar sits near Gaichu's box of mementos. It consists of a wooden box, a few trinkets, and a bowl of burning incense. Or 4 burning incense. Gaichu himself is polishing his sword again. He runs a claw along the length of the blade, feeling and listening for nicks and debts. I gotta admit, incense, with its spiritual significance, I kind of just like incense because of the smell. It's got this nice, I don't know. It's its own smell, I guess. I kind of like it. I've only burnt a few incense sticks, but it's got a nice scent to it. Good evening. Fine evening, isn't it? He puts the sword aside and smiles in your general direction. What can I do for you? I sort of assumed you want to talk about what happened with your team. Of course. Thoughts about it. But why would I burn you? Or anyone else with them? If you would like to talk about it, then we may, by all means. I'm a private person by nature, however. This is why I did not seek you out. To speak on it. Of course I want to talk about it. Are you okay? A curious question. Am I alright? I, the one who survived. I'm reacting to that vegan teacher reacting to Jake Paul? What? Vegan teacher. I, the one who has survived, who has now shed his old life entirely, who no longer need worry about assassins on his heels. Yes, I'm more than alright. I am free. The team is all dead. Except for a cheat, huh? You will know what it's like to feel the disease burn through his brain, stripping logic and artistry and leaving only hunger in its wake. When it is done, I am certain he will be an animal, while I remain. Whatever it is that I am, Gaichu, but one that may speak and act as a free being. Gaichu grins thinly, cradling his chin in one hand. There is some poetic justice in this, I feel. His claims of my weakness mirrored by his own descent into feral madness. And yet here I am, one with enough willpower to survive and prosper despite my ill fortune. As long as you stand by it, that's what matters. Thank you for understanding that. The ability to choose, consciously, is what sets me apart from other ghouls. Understand, Ishido was a product of the same training that shaped me. But unlike me, he has never had the training proven wrong. He always believed he was the strongest, the best, that he was unbeatable by lesser creatures. He would never have learned. His xenophobia and arrogance would have ruled him his entire life. Men like Ishida are the reason that Japan refuses to accept that the awakening was a natural affair, and ships metahumans to Yomi Island. I was taught that people like Duncan, Gobbet, and Isabel are all subhuman. Yet, I've seen what they can accomplish. I'm impressed. What do you think of that last mission? Cocking his head, Gaichu laughs. This is what we are already talking about, is it not? Has killing your old unit changed your outlook on life? Yes. Yes, I think it has. My lesson to Ishida should not end with him. If becoming a ghoul has allowed me to prosper and become stronger, surely I should hone my instincts just as my training honed my swordsmanship. I can apply the same focus to my new nature as I did to my skills in combat. I'm certain I could prove that to be a ghoul is only to be different, not lesser. I knew this before, logically, but I did not feel it. Know and feel are different things entirely. Regardless, Ishida's sword is not mine. It is a newer blade than my own. It appears to be made some manner of enhanced decote process along the tungsten carbide edge. A misspelled edge. He lifts the katana, running one claw down the back of the blade. I have noticed a marked improvement in my speed when using it, particularly when follow-through moves. Should an enemy fall to the sword, I'll be able to reposition much more rapidly. You regret having to kill your unit. Gaichu cocks his head as he ponders this. After a long moment, he shakes his head. No, I don't believe I do. You're reluctant to dance that could only end with my death or theirs. We chose that path, consciously or not, and I'm unwilling to die so that they could live. I value from my life, even changed as it is. Their insistence on following the strictures of their duty ensured this end. Just as surely as my refusal to die did. I regret only that circumstance and training led us to this point. They were still family to me, even at the end. But if your family turned on you and tried to kill you, you still have to defend yourself. Facts! Gaichu's spitting some stuff. About to head out, probably gonna come back at the end of the stream. We're getting pretty close to. We got only like 15 minutes, give or take. Hence why I'm not starting a new one. Gaichu recoils, expression of one of rank incredulity. Surely you are joking me. I will stay here and aid you in your endeavors. I have no other life to turn to, nor anyone else to call friend. As you have aided me, so too will I aid you. This life in the shadows is the most free and open I have ever felt. I have no desire to go or do anything else. Perhaps later I will, but not anytime soon. I wonder if ghouls can reproduce. I mean, it doesn't explicitly say that it ruins their ability to do that or anything. There's nothing saying they can't. I'm just saying. As long as they're conscious enough, they theoretically could. What do you think about that last run? I don't even know what to say about that. Remember when we were kids, how we'd argue over who'd win in a fight? The Halloweeners versus Tamanus, the Ghost of Tyr Tarngar versus Ares Firewatch. In our minds, the Renraku Red Samurai always came out on top, and I've taken out a squad of them. Red Samurai are just people. Well, trained people in combat armor, mind you, but people all the same. Yeah, I guess so. Who's Balforos? I don't know. Not sure what to think anymore. Anyways, I guess it's good that we helped Gaichu out. Still don't feel comfortable having a corpsey around. Maybe he'll feel a little more indebted to us now than he did before. I don't know, it's a lot to process. I don't know what else to say. Come on, Duncan. He's helped us out countless times. He is a strong street samurai and he can handle himself. He's clearly able to handle the hunger. Hey again, did you need something? I guess all that history with his old unit was really eating at nibbles, huh? Goblet folds her arms, glancing off into the distance. I wasn't too happy with him being here when he first invited him to join the team, you know. But I was wrong. He's a solid asset. Maybe not the most talkative, but a good guy to have in your corner. But turning a Sheeta into a ghoul like that just to make a point. Ugh. That's some cold revenge right there. It's over the line. I'm glad he's finally free of them, but I wouldn't wish that kind of fate on anybody. So, what else do you want to chat about? How about Isabel? He wasn't on the run, but maybe she's got some new information. Alright, go ahead. Okay, yep. That went faster than I thought. I guess we might be able to start something. More like 10 minutes of it, but still. We could always equip some new gear. Get a new weapon or something of the like. Reliable Matthew, how you doing, buddy? What you got for us today? Hey, beautiful. Nothing new. That's a real crying shame. Street Operative, a secure tech brand ensemble for those who need to be jacked in at a moment's notice. Chiawazu streetwear cowl. I do want that. Can we sell something to make it worth our while? Not really. Maybe the machete? That's not enough. Unfortunate, but we'll keep it in mind. I do really like Reliable Matthews' theme music, you know? It's really nice. Calm. Collected. Huh. Where's Law? It's not like him to just disappear like this, you know? We don't really need any chroming up, so that's fine. I guess... It's 550 over here. Do we continue on, or... Do we continue on to make it so that its, like, story is right at the very front of it? Or do we call it a night and start the story immediately? That's my question. Because I don't want to start something and then just... I don't want to start something and immediately have to call it a night. And I don't know what the hell is coming up, so... I think we're going to call it a little early. Just a little. Only 10 minutes. You know? It's something. If you got any suggestions on who to raid, I'm all ears. If not, then I'll just find somebody and pick them out. But yeah, we're finally going to get to another story beat after after this. Tomorrow, we start another story beat. We should be able to handle it pretty easily now that we have all our new equipment. Hopefully we get some more cutscenes, but you never know. Thank you very much for watching. If you happen to be on YouTube, I hope you join us sometime, but if not, outside of that,